Hello, everybody. I think we are live. It says we are. It must be true. Hello. Hope you're having a great weekend. Happy Saturday to you. Saturday morning for a lot of you. Happy Saturday evening to some of you on the other side of the world. And hope your moments are filled with great joy and love. And they always are. We just don't see it sometimes, right? So let us get started here. Before we get into readings and all those wonderful things, let's come back to this moment. We'll start by taking a big, deep breath and holding it for a moment. And in that moment, let's think of something that we're sincerely grateful for right here, right now. That immediately helps us start raising our love vibration, brings us into a great place to receive messages from spirit. And of course, exhale whenever you feel comfortable doing it. Don't pass out on me, right? So let's take a big, deep breath in and then hold with gratitude. Beautiful. And then we start also with using the singing bowl here to bring in that love vibration from above. Imagine it just sparking your heart and it moving out and flowing this beautiful, eternal, unconditional love essence of the Creator into our hearts, into our emotions, and then into our physical bodies, our blood, our muscles, our cells, our joints, our bones, up into our brains, into our thoughts and beliefs, and flowing out into our aura, into our energetic field, expanding it, raising the love vibration in every area of our life, and then flowing out to the world after that. So I'll hit it 3 times. So be ready for that, and then we'll continue after that. Here we go. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me in doing that. Just put her back here out of the way in her little throne. So, hello, everybody. Good to see you. Good to see you. Oh my gosh, so wonderful energies. We got Mars going into retrograde yesterday in Leo, which is going to slow things down a little bit, along with this amazing Mercury retrograde that is also it's in Sagittarius. So some great combos. And today Neptune has gone direct, so we'll go into its post shadow for a little bit and reflect upon what we were reflecting on and what we want to change around that too. So I love that. So welcome back, all of you, my regulars, all my tribe, my family. So good to have you here, and welcome to new subscribers. Hey, and might murder your name there, Tehavi. I probably totally murdered that. So welcome being a new subscriber. If you are new to my channel, how the free readings work. Okay, Tejusve? Probably murder that too. Thanks for trying, though. I'm just gonna call you, capital T. Oh, okay, good. So Tejusve. Alright. Thank you for that. Um, so the free readings, there's no special list, the chat is the list. So all you have to do is put your question out there. I do go down in order, first come, first serve down the list. If you don't want to put your business out there, you can just ask for a general reading. Spirit knows all. So we'll pull card or two for those. The free readings are just 1 to 2 cards, but if anyone makes a donation, I do honor that energy exchange. I prioritize those readings stepping out of the free readings, and I dive deeper into those too, pulling more cards. And then once I'm done, I return back to the free readings. And then my YouTube channel members, which you'll see their names in green with a little badge, they get second priority for their free readings. And then once I'm done with all those, then I start at the top with the free readings, and then just work my way down the list there. If you're interested in becoming one of my YouTube channel members, I have 2 levels. Zen Cricket is $2.99 a month. Praying Mantis is $7.99 a month. In addition to getting prioritization in these sessions, I always make sure to complete my donations and my YouTube channel members because it's part of their monthly membership. So even if I run out of time, I will come back on and finish all donations and my YouTube members. I try to get through as many free readings as I can. Sundays are special where I always come back in the afternoon and finish everyone's readings, no matter if you're a member or not or whatever. Um, but that gives you those memberships give you that on Fridays and Saturdays. And then on Wednesdays, we have a special 2 hour session for both levels together, at least 2 hours. Sometimes we go longer, pulling regular readings, oracle readings, past life readings, whatever we're wanting to do. So we do that. And then the praying mantis level, the higher level, gets an additional session on Thursdays for a couple hours or more. And then Friday and Saturday evenings after those sessions, and Sunday afternoons after those sessions, we have at least an hour together too. So there's a link down in the description box if you're interested in all that. One of the other things that my YouTube channel members get is advanced access to the videos I put out. I took a little break after I got the plague in August, but we're back. So, in fact, solstice readings came out yesterday, and everyone has access to those right now. These are by each element, so air signs, fire signs, etc. But there's a special oracle card for each of the 3 signs, which within those two, that'll give you the 3 month overview. So be sure to check those out. My YouTube channel members had access several weeks ago, and they already have access to my what am I calling them? The energy forecasts for 2025, which will come out in a couple weeks on December 20th for everyone else. But my YouTube channel members already have access to those. So if you're interested, you can check that out. Let's see here. To make a donation for readings, I forgot to mention, you can use the super chat down below or in the description box of the video. I do have my Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, and Square. I don't have a set dollar amount or anything because I know everyone's cost of living is different across, even across the United States, and then I know definitely across the world. So whatever you give from your heart is the perfect amount there. Um, what else? I think that's everything. Blah blah blah. If I think of anything else, we'll bring it up. I'm going to be using this tarot deck today, the Wandering Star Tarot. A bit bright there. We go. So we'll just put those over here, and that's where we'll start. So, shout out to some of my YouTube channel members. We got Kelly, hello, and Aria, and Happy Pill, hello, everybody, and Supernova, hello. You are up first. So we got the quadruple. Ah, I missed you too. So glad to have you here today, and thank you for all your donations. You're always so generous. And let's take a look and see what Spirit has for you today. So let's give these a shuffle and we will get into it. So, for your first donation question here, messages of advice from Curdy Pie about taking steps and actions towards getting out there and doing things. All right. So let's take a look here and see what they have here. What about getting out and doing things? All right. So I got all those. Wow. Okay. All right. So we have that here. All right. I'm laughing because of the bottom of the deck we have the magician, and then in this case they have it as a female. But the magician card being on the bottom of the deck, it's power, action, skill, power, action. Um, and I like that. So they're saying you hold all the power in activating, your energy and to get out there and do things. Um, and it's like kinda when you're laying under a warm comforter and they're showing me just like it's so nice and you're like, "I don't wanna get up," but see, sometimes you just have to go 3, 2, 1. "Alright, I'm getting up," and then once you get up, you get going, right? And sometimes it just takes that, "Alright, I'm gonna do it," to get things rolling and get things going, right? Yeah. So, it's about willpower and and purpose because um, we're the ones that decide everything for our lives. Whatever we focus our energy on is what grows and expands, right? And so, like you said, if you're choosing to get stoned all day, and that is going to um, take away energy, not help you, right? And so you have to make those choices, right? Of what you're going to focus your energy on, because whatever you do focus on is what grows and expands, and it starts with little steps. If we're like, well, I want to go from 0 to 1,000, it's going to be like it's hard to generate ourselves if we just take it one step at a time. Of, all right, what I'm going to do next. I'm going to start like a gratitude journal, and then just every day I'm going to write something I'm grateful for, and then I'm going to make a dream journal, and put the next, like, put 10 steps. What are 10 things? Let's start with 5 things that you want to do to move towards getting out there, and just make them on the list, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then purpose. Put the list on your counter or whatever, where you're like, I'm going to start this, right? And um, well, not dreams like your sleeping dreams, but your dreams come true, right? The things you wanna live towards your dream, and getting out there and having action, right? So make a little list of 1 to 5, and then, um, go, "All right," even make a little calendar and put things on it and go, "Just 1 thing a day." Have a gratitude, something you're grateful for, because that changes your energy. But then also, what's one little thing I want to do today towards my dream, and just take baby steps. Because it's just, if you think of all the 1,000 steps you have to do, it's exhausting, and it takes the energy away from all of us. So if you break it out into small pieces and just do a little bit every day, then you start to get motivation, you start changing your energy. But when it's overwhelming of two things, so try that. That's the bottom of the deck, and then you have 1 card, sorry, 3 cards, and then 2 cards. So it's like, don't worry about that steps need to be in any particular order. Just write the things and follow your heart with these, because it's out of order. It's not 1, 2, 3 or 3, 2, 1. It's 1, 3, 2. So it's like jump all over the place. That's your energy. If you're trying to like box yourself in and go, it has to be in this exact thing. No, you can even have like the choice of 5 things. Like, I'm going to do these 5 things over the next 5 days, but I'm going to be able to pick from the list on the one that I want to do today. Don't make it a to-do list, make it a could-do list. So what can I do today? Out of these 5 things, which one stands out? I'm gonna do that one. And that way it doesn't feel like such a chore, right? Right. Let's see what else we have here. Yep, Queen of Swords. So it is important for you to balance your head and your heart, Um, and that does talk about, stepping into your strength. It's strength, ambition, and truth. So, there is a little bit of list making and getting things written down that will help at least, um, as a trigger that there's something to be done here. But there's also, again, going back to the counseling, I really feel because this is about with the Ace of Swords that the Queen has here, that's about clarity of mind. And of course, you know, um, when we're on any kind of, um, medications, drugs, alcohol, any distraction, there's, endlessly watching Netflix, there's all this stuff that we use to distract ourselves, and we all have different ones. But this is about gaining clarity and clearing our minds so that we can make conscious choices and movement. There's this balance of head and heart, which is what therapy and counseling and that kind of thing that we've talked about before helps with, right? Yeah. And here is this energy. We got the Fool card, which is looking at life as an adventure, not a bunch of rules and supposed to be's, right? You have the Sun card, which is bright, bright light. That's also your Leo energy coming in, letting yourself shine. And the Ten of Cups, which is choosing joy. And with this Magician card you had, of course, it's important for us if we want to grow and we want to bring in things that match a higher vibration, then doing those things is important, focusing on joy and unconditional love and gratitude and peace and laughter, all those things, higher vibration. And then when we're focusing on the fears and lower vibration, we grow those and draw in events and situations and that match that low vibration, low energy, high vibration, higher energy, right? So it's important. You might, along with that gratitude energy, you can have like make a little ritual each day, just sometime during the day. What am I grateful for? And what brings me joy and true joy, right? And go focus on those two things. That helps change the energy. Yeah, and then you have the Seven of Pentacles and the King of Wands. So, Seven of Pentacles is allowing things to grow, not, you know, um, you know, uh, bumping into pressure of trying to make things be and that type of thing. And the King of Wands, which is about stepping into your power. That is that Emperor energy, nothing's going to happen until you decide, you're the king, you're the ruler over your life. So until you decide, you know, nothing's going to happen. Um, and that's, um, there's no judgment in it. It's just how our lives work. We're the rulers of our fate and our lives through our power of choice and will. So it's like, taking the willpower and do that, right? Yeah. So, it's definitely, choosing the path you want and doing the things, whatever you can do, the things we've talked about before, they're just bringing those back up and any kind of detoxing or rehab if there's, available to help get off the drugs, to help get clarity back, to help, do that. Whatever you can with all of that, that's important. I think I see one of your questions is a little more about that, so we'll touch more on that as we go that way as well. Hey, Twin V, good to see you, little sister. Yeah, you're pretty sure you're going through withdrawals, um, and, but it's about helping you detox and get out of all of that is gonna be important. Let's see, now we've got, 5 choices of cookies. I'm gonna go with the Aboriginal Dreaming Totem. This is your fortune cookie for this one. Let's see what they have here for you here. I love it. So you got frustration card here, and it says your frustration is not a wasted energy if it is channeled positively to create a better outcome for yourself. Embrace frustration and work with it, not against it. So whatever frustration you might be feeling and the energy you're feeling, it's like there's this you know, um movement, this um, you know, use that energy to create action going forward there. Yeah, happy pill. I don't see anything here. So let me check something really quick. Let me see. Yeah, let me just move this over here. I will double check and see if anything came through, if it's just not showing in the chat. Just take me a sec to load the little area where they show that here in YouTube land. Yeah, it didn't come through on our side here. So you might double check. Whoops, you might double check and just see if it actually went through. Ah, okay, there you go. That's why it didn't come through. We're in Mercury retrograde, so try it again. It might go through. Yeah, you know. We'll clear the energy. And then you can try again. All right. So, uh, yeah, Kurt is talking about clearing everything away because all of it will, eventually impact you in some way or another, you know. Um, because when something dulls our mind, we make dulled mind decisions. And that's why he's encouraging you to, you know, love your body and only bring it things that are healthy for it, that are loving towards your body. And so when we put drugs and stuff in there, they have side effects, um, unless it's like medicinal marijuana, there's some benefits for those things. But even then, it can impact your motivation and intentions sometimes, um, depending. But definitely, I'm no medical professional. As always, we have the disclaimer in the description box of the video, so we can take a look at that. Yeah, you can see exactly. Yeah, yep. So, like we said, definitely look into that. Um, you know, possibilities for kind of like a rehab detox kind of thing. Because I feel like you've been trying to do it yourself with no movement, right? So it's time, as he said before, it's time to get outside help to help you with it, right? All right. So that is what they have for that one there. And then we'll move on to number 2, the messages from the spirit guides, just whatever. I've got these messages from the Spirits of Nature Oracle, which are coming in here. So let's see what message they want to have come through here. All right. This one came flying up here. This is so funny. So funny that we would get tobacco reciprocity smoking. Well, uh, Well, let's see what this message comes in here. But it's funny, that they're like, here we are. All right, happy pill, yay, went through, yay. All right. So the spirit of this card is not that of commercially available tobacco, which has taken on a destructive role in modern times and whose sacred purpose has been exploited and demeaned through commercialization and industrialization. Instead, it's about traditional tobacco that has been used for thousands of years by various cultures as sacred medicine. Sacred tobacco is used in prayer, purification, and cleansing along with sage, cedar, sweetgrass, and cornmeal. When smoked, it transports prayers so that they reach the Creator. When you inhale the smoke, however, you inhale the prayers and they won't be heard, so don't inhale. When used in a sacred way, tobacco can promote physical, emotional, and spiritual well being. So they puff the smoke to send it up, but they don't bring it into themselves. Sacred tobacco is also used as an offering to the creator or another person, place, or being, and is a sign of respect when asking for guidance or protection. When offered by smoking it, not inhaling, exclamation in parentheses, or with a small pinch of the herb, it's not only a gesture of gratitude, but also an application of the principle of reciprocity. Instead of just taking the gifts from the land and the creator that are so freely given, we exchange this sacred medicine for what we receive, and it serves to remind us of the mutuality of our relationships with all beings. Wow. You really literally just smoked a cigarette. Um, so, we've got here this, with the, and there's more message here that comes into too. But there's this it's like offering, you've been given a gift of music and you've been given this gift of this life that is a possibility in front of you. And it's almost like you're giving up all this, you know, these things for as a sacrifice, as a honoring, as a respect, going, I'm giving this to you instead of bringing it into my body. I'm offering it as an offering to you, and see it as that kind of approach that comes in there. So I like that. And then it says, many people don't think about the spiritual nature of reciprocity, yet this is something tobacco spirit teaches us and is encouraging you to do. And we talked about gratitude already. Expressing gratitude for whatever you receive, whether the giver is your loved ones, the land, or inspiration from the creator, is a practice that can become mindlessly habitual and rote if you let it. So always be sure to tap into that place of sincere gratitude in your heart and soul. This practice of conscious and conscientious expression of thankfulness can be applied to nearly every area of your life. The most intimate demonstration of reciprocity is the air you breathe. Make it a practice each morning to express your gratitude for the gift of your breath and take a few moments to dwell on that thankfulness with acknowledging the exchange that is so precious. Recognize that you are freely giving something in return, CO2, for the plants and the trees. We have that. Plants give us oxygen, we give them back CO2, which they need to live in. It's this beautiful symbiotic relationship, right? Offer a small quantity of crumbled tobacco leaf or sage or cornmeal before you plant your garden, whenever you enjoy communing with a tree, or while you're welcoming the birds that sing to you in the morning. Pay close attention in these coming days to the reciprocity that can be consciously practiced. So, what can you be grateful for? And again, coming back to that gratitude and looking at all the stuff that you can be grateful for, because breathing is definitely needed um, for singing. right? You don't want to have to do it through a tube. You'll have to do what's it called? You know, the mechanical music. You won't be able to do your real music from the heart. It'll be like um, the voice tuning machine. So so that's what they have there for you. So so we have that message, and then let's bring in the whispering woods since there's it's nature here for your music is evil. Music is a an instrument. It can be a blessing or it can be higher vibration or lower vibration, like everything, right? Yeah. Yeah, let's not put energy into that, Nova. Hey, Anna. Hello, hello. You're listening on speaker. Oh, thank you so much. I love that. All right. So for this, your fortune cookie for your second reading here is retreat. Wow. Yeah. Breathe in nature's sweet scent. So spoil yourself in the morning mist. Breathe in nature's sweet scent. So here's that. Breath is such an important thing that's talking about here. Oh, the industry. Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah, a lot of the human fear and fear of not having enough. Yeah, they definitely uh, are not. A lot of them are acting out of lower vibration. So I get it. I get it. All right. So Um, so just to let everyone know where we're at, we've got 2 more for Nova, and then we got Brenda, and then Kick It with Jay, and then a couple from Happy Pill. So that's where we're at on the readings. So, Nova, thank you for your multiple donations. And for number 3, what do spirit guides want you to know about yourself and whatever BS you're dealing with? Okay, let's take a look here. What do they want you to know about yourself right now? What's important for you to know right now? Of course, they have no judgments. Everything they provide is for us to help make our path more easy because they know this human life because it's so heavy. It's like walking on a planet with 100 times more gravity than we're used to, and so they're aware of that. We do have that. Um, that comes in here. Now, the bottom of the deck you have is the Emperor card. So the Emperor is that we were talking about with the King of Wands earlier. It's like kind of that same energy of it's Aries energy, it's fire energy, it's action, it's deciding what you want in life and going for it. And putting a plan together, investing energy, getting your out of your head about all the other expectations and really determining what it is you want, but it's decision making time with this, they're giving you these nudges with this fire. It's like they're putting fire under your butt. It's time to make decision to take actions towards you for you. Yeah, you got the 4 of the 4 of swords. Okay. See if I can if it's not clear enough. It says recovery right there. So, you know, quiet, rest, and recovery, that's, you know, an indication of like, rehab is considered recovery, right? So they're really like, that's what's going to bring you peace of mind and peace into your life is to take that action toward that. So they're really, really nudging you towards that. Yeah. And the Page of Wands, too. It's all about making a decision and moving forward and, um, taking that Ace of Wands in your hands and making making choices. Again, that fire energy coming in. Yeah, they will help you there too with the 8 of cups, which will help you walk away and move. It's change and a shift that comes in with the 8 of cups. That I like how they put little words on the cards. But, the 8 of cups is about walking away from emotions that don't serve you anymore, and that's such an important piece because, the emotions are what got you into trying to numb your emotions through, you know, different ways, right? And then some of it you've been working on, but sometimes it became a habit where we don't, because things are so numb, we're not able to feel and process and transform. So it's an important piece of it because they do offer, you know, therapies while you're in recovery because they don't want to just stop the band-aid we're putting on it. They want to help with the wound as well, right? So we definitely have that here. And then yeah, because you've got the death and rebirth card here, the Knight of Wands, which is here's that fire into your butt again, and the Nine of Cups. Yeah. And the Nine of Cups, that's that dream come true card, right? And that's what comes after the Eight of Cups. We walk away from those emotions that don't serve in order to have your dream come true. And I do feel like they're saying it's time because, you know, Kurt showing up because he was like, I didn't take action and I ended up ending my life. And I feel like he was uh if he didn't end his life would end anyway because of how he was hurting his body. And I feel like we'll talk more about that in the next question that's coming up. He always jumps the gun, you know how he is. But it's very important, with this fire, this flow to take action, um, because, you know, Kurt is funny because he always says, you were part of his spiritual posse when he was alive. You were still on the other side, and he was like, we already experienced the death thing early in life. We agreed this lifetime we were going to live longer and enjoy music longer and make different choices than we all did, you know, in my last lifetime. So remember that. Remember we chose to look at things differently here. And then we have the sweet dreams little cards here because I'm all about these dreams, the dreaming, living the dream. So I feel like this is here. Yeah, and we've talked about that before. You might have just been too high at the time. Wait, what? Need to start journaling all of your reading sessions so you could go back and read them. But yeah, you remember you were his one of his spirit guides in his lifetime, and you guys have had past lifetimes together too. But in this one, they were like, "All right, this is enough. We don't want to go that. All right, they're giving you two here. Let's see what we have here. Yeah, oh my gosh. So they're like, yes, it's time for a transformation. And it says, with the help of my dreams, and I feel like it's the dream is the carrot, right? With the help of my dreams, I'm ready to make changes towards a new me. And then you have act, and it says, upon waking, I am ready to act on my passions and dreams. So it's all about these actions, taking actions towards your dreams. That's what the entire thing was for. So I love that. Yeah, he is hilarious. All right. And then number 4 coming in here. What does Kurt want you to know about drug addiction and how to deal with it? I don't know any advice, maybe, or whatever he wants you to know. Yeah, yeah. We'll definitely see here. I feel like he wants to have this soul coaching oracle. All right. Let's see what he wants you to know about addiction. Whoa, okay, not that. He has a lot to say, but we have to have it down to one card. Let's focus. One card, please. Okay. Yeah. So we got Sanctuary. What a beautiful card. Card number 43. So let's see what we have here. Yeah. Go within and find your inner refuge. Be a safe haven for yourself and others. Step forward with grace, deliberation, and thoughtfulness. Take moments for reflection. Sanctuary kind of feels like going away, again, not to beat a dead horse over and over and over and over again, but I feel like rehab and stepping away and moving away is important, to go into this place. Because your Kurt wants you to know it is a time of retreat and inner sanctuary that you can truly hear the voice of your soul. Create a place of beauty in your home that feels sacred and holy, and spend time there or in nature, carefully listening to your inner voice. If you've been pushing too hard or struggling to keep going, this is the time to be still and nurture your internal world. Draw nourishment from the wellspring inside of you. Think carefully about decisions you make at this time and proceed with care and deliberation. Retreat, reflect on your heart's true desires, and access your divine guidance. And the affirmation is I am divinely guided gently and lovingly. Keep seeing something out of the corner of my eye. Something's trying to get our attention. But there's nothing out there, but something's trying to get your attention. It's like peripherals, right? Yeah, thinking, maybe I need to do rehab. Yeah, I'm really thinking with these cards that have been coming through that definitely is the nudge here because otherwise the cycle you're stuck and you can't get off the merry-go-round. It's going too fast and you need help to someone to slow down the merry-go-round. So I like that. And yeah, I like this. It says your heart and mind are unified in spirit, Um so I like this about getting that balance, getting things like we're going back to that. They're showing me the Queen of Swords, which is the balancing of the head and the heart, right? Yeah. Yeah. So they definitely feel like when you're asking about the drugs and how to stop and how to, move away from them. I mean, he it's because of the drugs and everything is why he killed himself and committed suicide. So, it's it's definitely something that will keep you from living the dream that you're wanting to do. Yeah, and you got the Justice card, the King of Swords. Both of these have the Ace of Swords about the need to see things from a higher perspective and need to gain mental clarity, and you can't do that when your mind is foggy and all of that. And again, coming back to the Magician card that you got earlier, you have to take control over your outside world. You have to take action in the outside world in order to move forward, um, and to have that um, going forward. Yeah, and again, you've got the Knight of Swords, which is movement and seeking clarity of mind, and the Mother Star is yes, and in order to change the energy from a yes and positive move forward energy instead of a no, lower vibrational energy, it requires you to get clarity of mind. And that's what he's saying is that he chose to do what he did because his mind wasn't clear and he yeah, so foggy you can hardly string a sentence in your mind. So how can we do anything with life if we're just, almost catatonic in a way, right? Catatonic, like catatonic, because we had two cats. Don't want to be catatonic. Yeah, and the Two of Pentacles. So, it's the need of this choice, in the world, and you have to this balance, but they're showing me choices that have to be made in the outside world for you to move forward, and this is going to be it's just an important step to do something for you in order for you to move forward. Since you're asking them, they're like, there is no right or wrong in these lifetimes, like when he ended his life. That's what he knew before he came down. He saw the world of possibilities. He knew that this was what he was going to experience, as you all did, being the posse with him. In this lifetime, all of you knew, and you knew before you came down here, the possibilities of what you'd be going through, but we never have too much. We're never given too much in our lifetimes, to deal with. And so we always, even when we feel like we're hanging on by, a thread, that we just hold on one more moment, right? So yeah. Yeah, you were part of his spiritual posse and one of his spirit guides during his life. And as you guys have been off and on throughout different lifetimes too, part of a group, and all that. Yeah. We've talked about it a few times, but of course, that's one of the things with the drugs, right? You're having trouble remembering um other other messages they had. So they very strongly encourage you to do that. Of course, I'm not a licensed professional, like I said, so this is just since we're asking, um them for their advice, this is what they're saying. Well, for your best experience, for the easier life experience, to be able to move towards your dreams in an easier way, you can do this, or we can do it the extremely hard way. And and so that's what they have there for you, right? I know. Yeah, right. They're like, boop. Probably because they push the button to have us remember. I know that's what they do with me too. So right. So that was your last one there, Nova. So thank you again for your multiple donations. Hang in there, and you can rewatch, of course, these as much as you'd like. All right. All right. So next we have Brenda, and then kick it with Jay, since you were asking Jay. So you have just one more to go before yours, and then we have two for Happy Pill. Oh, I'm so glad you enjoy the memberships chat, Happy Pill. I enjoy those as well. All right. So Brenda, you are up next. Hello, hello. So thank you again for the unicorn. That's my favorite, so I appreciate that. And for your donation, of course. So who and what is coming in love for you this weekend? All right. Let's take a look here, Brenda, and see what we have going on here. So who, and then the what. Okay, and they want that, and they want that, and they want that. Okay. All right. Interesting. So the who, we've got here the Four of Wands, which is it's joy and gathering kind of energy, but it's also the marriage energy. So I don't know what happened with Billy Goat, but if he's the one that might be asking you, then he might be the one coming towards you in love this weekend. Because the bottom of the deck we have the Emperor, which is your energy. This is what unfolds this weekend. Who comes to you with love, and what comes to you with love, of course, is your within your power, right? You're not just the princess of a king and being courted and married off to someone. You are the one in charge of your life, right? So they're just reminding you of your power, as well. But I like this with the Four of Wands. It does feel like that kind of energy of it's someone who would make a good mate, right? There used to be an old saying when I was growing up, don't go on a date with someone who won't make a good mate because, if we date just for the sake of dating, then, you know, um, we're taking away from our lives in a way. It was kind of what they were saying. Let's see what is in store for love this weekend. You do have the Ace of Wands. So there is a spark of passion this weekend. You have the Eight of Swords. So there is this movement away from some expectations, releasing some feelings of anxiety and feeling like you're blinded and bound and trapped. And there's these thoughts and beliefs that you're releasing that help things just flow. And that's what kind of helps is when we stop trying to control things and trying to make things be something or judge something by a long list of expectations, it allows air to be breathed into it instead of sucking the life out of it because we're focusing on what someone's not being, um, who someone's not being, like what the relationship isn't being, even who we're not being. And when we release those things, it is this breath of life that comes in. It's like if you ever have like these glass candles, well, like these, and if you put something over it, it starts sucking the oxygen where it becomes dimmer and dimmer, and then you take it off and it gets this breath. And because fire needs oxygen to breathe and to be big, it's like allowing that to come in. Yeah, and here's the Justice card too. The balancing out, seeing things from a higher perspective with that Ace of Swords, balancing out, and that kind of fits in with this Eight of Swords. This really questioning those expectations, like, well, it's supposed to be this. If you hear any words like supposed to be, should, needs to be, has to be, oughta, must. I probably said some words twice, but those are the words that are expectations. And whenever there's an expectation, it's like, does it? Does it have to be that way though? Should it be that? I get to decide. Those are the things we get to question and release so that we allow more openness. There was this, I'm reading a book called, what is it called? uh, um how to be loved. It's by Humble the Poet, and it's an amazing book because he was just talking about the difference between expectations and intentions. And intentions are like more of a, my intention is to grow in love, like you had think you had said, like, I want to grow in life together with someone and have it go in this direction. Well, if we just go, this is it, it allows leeway and flexibility. But if we're like, I want that and it has to be this, it's rigidity and no one can live up to it. And I like that intention versus expectation. It's like, that's where I want to head. And it doesn't have to be this direct road. It can be like this. As long as I know we're growing in that direction, I'll allow, flexibility. But if I'm like, no, it has to be this way and I'm rigid, then, no one's going to want to, no one can match that, you know. So I like that. Yeah. And we have the tower. So the tower is, this great energy of trusting that whatever, and this is the release. And I don't feel like this is someone, it's because it's releasing of this, these thoughts and these beliefs and these mindsets, release all of, like, release the prisoners from their prison cages and release yourself from the prison cage of the heart and mind of all the things that we think are supposed to be and should be and need to be and have to be, because that is what sucks the life out of things, right? Yeah, you got all this death and this rebirth this weekend. So it does feel like there is a significant change of mindset that you can come in here, and this emperor is the one who is realizing, I'm the one that can change my thinking, the way I'm approaching it. And it is like there's this, um don't know, this grace of, you know what, as long as I know that we're all heading towards this direction of finding the deepest love that I can in this lifetime, then I allow a lot of flexibility to come in with that. I feel like you get a "You Are Awesome" card here for your fortune cookie. Let's see what we have here. Yeah, I like this. It's so perfect. We've got a little llama with a skateboard, and it says, "My happiness is based on my own greatness and the blessings I've been given. No drama for this llama." And that's what happens. Drama happens when expectations aren't met. Everyone has different expectations, and two people, especially when we're in a relationship or dating, are like, "No, we don't get together here, right?" Yeah, and it really, truly, every human goes through this because that's what. If you've heard of a Saturn return before, it's Capricorn, which he's a Capricorn devil card energy, but it's Saturn. When we're born, Saturn takes 29 years to come back around to where it's at. The first time around, when it comes, it's like 5 years before and after. So usually our early 20s, all the way until like our early 30s, maybe even mid 30s, we have the challenges of our mindsets, all these opinions, family rules, society rules, everything that we've been just poured into our mind and our belief system is challenged, long held beliefs. And so we have this shaking up where we just feel like our whole identity is changing. We all go through that during that period. And then the next one around after, 29 years, is more of whatever we didn't um, face when we were in that first go around, the first Saturn return. We start seeing other people going through things that we can question, which is good. We don't have to really go through it all ourselves, but we see other people go through it and we learn through watching everyone else go through their stuff. And then the next time around, if we live that long, is more of a teacher. We start teaching people what we've learned, which is what 30, 60. That's like what 85 to 95, maybe around that. So I feel like we all go through those changes, our long held expectations, because we're all taught, look out here for all our fulfillment of all these rules of stuff and told what all this stuff means, people's actions, people's words, events that happen, everything. Oh, this is what all this means. And then we find out, what? Wait a minute. I don't think this is all true. And then we start sifting through and questioning our belief systems and going, what? My worth is defined by their actions? What? This doesn't feel right, and it's not. And there's this awakening that we go through. And we go through different things at different times in our life. So I feel like that's kind of what's going on there. But definitely both figuring things out, and when we try to cage other people to fall within our expectations, no one likes to be caged. No one wants to be told, "You're not being who I think you should be." That finger when people are pointing at us, just it just makes every human kind of growl inside because we don't want to be told that we're less than, because we're trying to be worthy by all that stuff out there when really all of our worth is in here, inward and upward, where we find that solid foundation, right? So hopefully that helps, but it feels like I feel like with the 4 of Wands, it's someone that is kind of you'd consider marriage material and someone, that is moving towards you in that. Um, but I feel like it's a big weekend of ahas that's coming for you. A lot of opportunity of questioning these triggers that come up, going, whenever you feel like, well, they're not being who I want them to be, or the situation isn't being what I want it to be, or I'm not being who I think I should be. Those are all things to kind of contemplate and go, "Ooh, is this true? Where did I pick that up from?" Right? So that's what's coming in for you there, Brenda. So many blessings to you. And thank you again for your donation. All right. And then we got Kick It with Jay. Thank you so much for your little superhero emoji there. And for your donation, of course. And let's take a look here. So let me just see here if you, I don't think okay, yeah, so you did have it earlier. How does D feel about you? I think is your question for your donation. If it's not, let me know. Let me just scroll down here to make sure you didn't put a different question. Okay. Oh, so you did make some comments down here. So like, you're okay. Yeah, that was about the music. Uh, yeah, it's kind of fun, and all that. The outside world is definitely, you know, but we see the world as we are, not as it is. So when we're in fear or we have a lot of conflict, it's the kind of world we'll see. And when we turn to our higher vibration on the inside as we transform, our world transforms too. Music industry, I don't think will move very fast, so because of just how rooted it is in that stuff. So I totally get that for sure. Yeah, if you haven't heard of Humble the Poet, he's got some great books that we're reading in our Praying Mantis session. Um, and he was in the music industry. He was a teacher, and then he went into the music industry. He talks a little bit about some of the stuff in some of his books, but he's like, he found his inner love, which has really transformed things too. All right. So, what are D's intentions towards you? All right. Thank you for reposting it there. Keep me on track. So, what are their intentions towards you? What else? I feel like this one takes you there, and then that. What is this? This is a little extra. I was going to put it over there, but they're like, no, put it over here. All right. One of the things that this is the bottom of the deck and this is the overall energy. I just feel like that one of the things that really draws them to you is this Three of Pentacles, which is this energy of being true to your authentic self. And I like it. It talks about talent and teaching, just what I was talking about with Humble the Poet. But I really love this, you know, that they're like, because you don't try to fit in, you don't you don't really care about punishment for not being who other people want you to be, or losing support or praise from people, because we're taught that growing up, right, through praise and punishment, and we're usually really manipulated by people and society and music industry and all that kind of stuff by, oh, well, you're not going to be popular, or oh, we can't support you then, or oh, we're gonna, you're gonna get punished if you don't be who we want you to be. But they like this, it's just refreshing that you are true to you, and I feel like that's just this underlying energy just to start. And then what are their intentions towards you, though? All right. We got the Mother Star and the Ace of Pentacles. Mother Star is unique to this deck. It's the yes card. It's, a capital Y, capital E, capital S, that there's this positive movement. And the Ace of Pentacles is like, it looks like they want to have a new beginning, or a new way of looking at their worth in the outside world, and they kind of just see this opportunity with you of a significant change for them in the outside world. And we'll get more here. We got more cards, so I'm glad, because that's kind of a little vaguish, and we'll see what else we have here. All right. They are patient here, moving towards the Four of Wands, which is a marriage card and a joy, celebration, gathering type of energy. And Temperance is that slow alchemy. And so I do feel like they are someone that does not move quickly towards union and commitment in a way, just because they've kind of been screwed over, you know, in relationships before, and I feel like they have trouble trusting their judgment because before they thought, "Oh, this person's wonderful," and then nope, then thought this person's wonderful, nope, and so they're like, "I just need to wait." I used to tell my my friends, um, "Don't rush into relationships because if you wait long enough, you will see crazy if it's there," you know. And I'm like, "Just wait, just wait." Just don't rush and you'll see it. If it's there, you'll see it. They can't keep it hidden for long. And they were like, "Oh my God, you were right." And then other times they took their time and it wasn't there. And then they had a deep relationship instead of a lower vibrational type, right? So I feel like that's kind of where they're headed here. We got the high priestess. So there is some hidden things here to be revealed, but she's very emotional. She's very deep, very the high priestess is and has um, you know, the sixth sense and empathic abilities and this here. And I kind of feel like this is telling you a bit to trust your gut, trust your instinct, what you pick up. But there's a lot kind of mystery to them bubbling below the surface, some things that will be revealed coming up here too, which is good. I like that, waiting for it, seeing and not rushing. Because also, when we rush into things, we have red flags that come up or caution flags because we all have these roles around, what we want, and everyone wants something different. And so we're going to have these conflicts. And if we just rush into things, all the red flags we thought was a carnival, they all come crashing in at once to be dealt with. And if we take our time in growing something, we are able to really work through things and come to compromises. And they'll come a little this way on something, we'll go a little way that on something, we'll meet in the middle on some things, and we can work through things, right? We can build a relationship. But when you have to deal with 150 little red flags at the same time, it just kind of explodes and it seems overwhelming. But if we take our time, we can work through those things. I like it. So there's no deal breakers, I feel, with what comes in here, if that makes sense. Yeah, and then we have the world card. So we have the ending of an old cycle, beginning of new adventure. So I like that with their intentions. Yeah, this is what their heartbreak is, what, like we were talking about before, they've been really screwed over before, right? And so they're ready to end that cycle and begin something new in a different way. Yeah, something more along the 9 of cups, which is like a dream come true. And so they're looking for a different type of situation. Even the bottom of the deck with the 3 of wands is, doing things differently than we've done in the past and looking at it more as an adventure than like a work, right? And I like this energy, and they do feel like you're different and honest, um and I feel like there's trust that's building. What was this other card? Yeah. So I got the 7 of cups. So the emotional confusion, they are working through some of this too, bringing clarity around what is echoing from the past and past relationships that they don't want to put on you. All people are the same. It's like, no, they're really sifting through and seeing what emotion is towards you and what is toward themselves and what is towards other people too. So I like that for you. um let's see here. Let's pull from the heart affirmations. This is your fortune cookie here. Okay, thought there was more than one card, but it was it. Beautiful card. Let's see if it will focus in here. It says, "I acknowledge and accept emotions as they arise within me without prejudice or judgment." So it's allowing the emotions to be what the emotions are and flow with them. And then afterwards, look at, is that something that, because sometimes feelings are flags. that something can be looked at inside of us because our emotions happen here, not out here. Their emotions happen inside them. Our emotions happen inside of us. So hopefully that makes sense there. But that's what they have for you right now. Kick it. So many blessings to you. Thank you again for your donation. I appreciate that. All right. And then we have Happy Pill dual donation. So thank you for your first one. Let's give that a love and a like there. You want to know when and who are you going to meet as your love of your life? All right. Let's take a look here. Okay. Who? Oh, that was when, right? When? Well, they feel like they want to do who first. So that is who, and then the when. And I feel like this is just more details on the who. All right. You do have the strength card on the bottom of the deck here. And there just a little subtle reminder. Here's your human, here's your higher self. That the love you're looking for is right here. And the love, all of our relationships and outside love is reflective of our inner love. We can't give more love to someone else than we have for ourselves, nor receive love from others more than the love that we have for ourselves. If I love myself that much, no matter how much love I want to push out, drip, drip, no matter how much love someone wants to give me, it's just going to, drip in. So the more I raise my love vibration, my self love, my self worth, the more I expand that, the more I expand my ability to give and receive love of the outside world too. But the love we're looking for is our inner love. That's our higher self, is a powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being made of unconditional love. And that's what our lion, our human character self, what they are, hungry for. So I like that. But let's talk more about the who. Yeah, the Ace of Swords. It is someone new, but with this ace, it's someone you don't know yet. So that kind of just helps if you were like, I wonder if it's them. I wonder if it's them. You're like, nope, it's going to be someone totally brand new. And again, we'll find out more about the details of them here in a sec. The when, yeah, there is this 10 of Wands and the 5 of Pentacles. So, when is a range, and I feel like this range is more so like next year. I don't feel like it's 5 to 10 months, something like that. I just feel like it could be like January all the way to the end of next year. Just feel like it's in 2025 is the range. The sooner you can meet, we have the 10 here of wands is about where we're investing all of our energy. And the 10 of wands is like taking an inventory of where you're investing energy in your life here, and looking into the 5 of pentacles, which is it is about our beliefs in lack. And there is some subconscious energy that our inner child is like, I don't deserve love, right? And there's some of that we just need to look at and release some of that, because our little inner child rules kind of our subconscious world, has these force fields that keeps things away from us when it doesn't feel like we deserve it. And so it's important to look into those energies that are below the surface. I feel like you are been really looking at your desires of, if we focus our energy on wanting love and needing love and fearing I won't have love, that actually pushes love away from us, because our energy is saying, I enjoy wanting love but not having it. Because if I have it, then I'm not in the wanting anymore. I have it. So if I'm focusing on want or need, that pushes love away. If I fear love won't come in, my energy is like, you know what I enjoy? Feeling this fear of not having love. So you need to keep it away so I can keep fearing it, right? Or I hate these things of my past loves, and we draw more things that match that into us, right? So instead, we focus, of course, on the higher vibration, unconditional love and joy and laughter and gratitude and peace. That's what draws in things that match that. So I just feel like the when has to do with doing that inner reflection and that inner awareness of where I'm focusing my energy, because that can bring them in sooner. like in January. If I don't do anything, then it's more like December of next year because it's slow moving, right? So let's see who else this person is here. All right, we got the devil card. So that can be Capricorn energy. It's Saturn energy, which this is very Capricorn type, or someone who's very, say very mental, but um, not mental, but in the mind a lot, which can be an air sign as well, or Virgo too. Virgo. Is a big thinker as well. So it can be Virgo, Capricorn, or one of the air signs. But it's someone very cerebral is the word I was looking for. Thank you, Spirit. Someone just in there. But I like that they also have the Queen of Cups because she's like on the other spectrum where they can be very emotional and very in tune too. So I like someone that is definitely in the balancing there. Again, Ace of Pentacles tells us it's going to be someone new that comes into your life. It's not anyone here, that's there. And the Six of Cups, which Six of Cups is past life connections. And I like that because you will know them when you find them because I usually joke that with when we get like a past life card when I'm talking about love, there's such a draw that when you meet them, they're like glowing in the dark and they have a rainbow shooting out of their butt, and you're like, that's them, because it's so obvious that you're like, whoa, and they're drawn to you and you're drawn to them, and it's something like really, really below the surface that is there. Yeah, I feel like it's next year. Yeah, so it can be as early as January. I mean, it can be the range is next year. So it could be January 1st at a New Year's Day party or New Year's Eve party, or, at a Christmas party in 2025. But it all has to do with your energy and what you're drawing in. So I like that. Oh, and then here's your fortune cookie came flying out from the heart deck here. Yeah. But what it comes in here, this is that energy of focusing on yourself. Sorry if that's not very clear. It says, I embrace the love and power of my cherished self. I honor my divinity. So coming back to the strength card, this is the love I'm looking for. And the more I grow this, the more this opens up and the more I draw it in. And so that's a big piece of the energy is finding that self-love, and then it's not a search for trying to find someone to make me feel whole. It's me filling up with this love and letting it overflow, and because that raises love vibration and they're raising their love vibration, that's what draws you guys in. Of course, when it's two people, it's also dependent on how much work they're putting in on their self-love, because if you're raising your love vibration and they're not, you know, you won't draw into each other, and you definitely don't want to draw in like, well, then I'm just going to stay in my low vibrational energy and draw them in if that's where they're at. Because one, what if they're not? But the other is you don't want to draw in a low vibrational relationship because that's full of all that low vibrational emotion, like distrust and cheating and lying and anger and fighting and fear, right? And we don't want that. We've done that before. We're bored with that, right? So that is what they have for that one. Happy pill. So thank you for that. And then your second one here, let's give that a love and a like. Let me just take a quick sip here. All right. And you want to know, what are your guardian angels wanting you to know about life? All right, let's take a look here. So what do they want you to know about life? Okay. And here. All right. So the bottom of the deck, well, you got both The Hermit and the Hanged Man on here, which kind of similar energies in that this is about being in a cocoon and transforming, and the Hermit is about, being off by yourself and having them guide you with the lamp and the light here, right? So both of these are transformative energies that are coming in. And I feel like one, they want to tell you that, yeah, we recognize that you've been, putting a lot of that self reflection, going through that this last year. Um, and it's being honored, and it's just letting you know, yes, you have been transforming, even though it may be sometimes we don't think we're looking any different because, we've got, um, we're always with ourselves. So we don't see ourselves changing. But like you bump into someone you haven't seen in a year and they're like, oh my God, look at how you've changed. You're like, what? And because we don't recognize it, but other people will. And that's spirit recognizing it for you. Because a lot of times humans are so self consumed, they may not even notice things either. But they're like, you definitely have, you know, um, went up floors, in your upward spiral of evolution and self-realization. And I like that. In fact, you got one card, two cards, and then three cards, and then one card. So I feel like they're going to tell you here some steps that you've been taking, and then the next step here, it's like a beginning of another cycle, another floor. So I like that. So it feels like the beginning of this year. Here we are, Queen of Pentacles, Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. So you really were focusing on yourself and your growth, learning about your, worth, and seeing your worth in relationship to the outside world in a different way. And yeah, oh yeah, you definitely were focusing on your fears. The Nine of Swords is the nightmare and insomnia card, but it had specifically to do with relationships, expectations and disappointments and fears that you had around relationships. And so you have been developing, the Two of Cups is also about developing this relationship with your higher self. And could also be that you were developing true relationships with, like, family or best friend type of thing, even though I feel like the romantic relationships, any that you kind of experienced or, was a hiccup where you're like, began when and when they disappeared or, um, blew up or whatever, it was like, "Oh, this was to show a thought and belief," and this is the kind of thing that you've been working through is, why do I feel like that person is supposed to be this way, act this way, do these things, and this is how a relationship is supposed to be and should be, all those rules that you've been questioning, even yourself, like, why do I have to be this in a relationship? Why do I have these thoughts? And this has been a big review and questioning of that this year. So I really like this clarity that's been coming. You've been taking this step, and here you are at the end of the year and having really looked at your own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets about deception and being lied to, and seeing how your own thoughts and beliefs had deceived you and lied to you. And there's this great clarity that has come in here, which I like. Because then you have the Empress. So here's the, like the Queen of Pentacles, but you started off as the Queen of Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. Now you're the Empress, the ruler of all queens, which does show that pages too are like your thinking and beliefs and your clarity has really been like, wow, it went up a whole place. And the Empress is like, yeah, you've been promoted from a queen to an empress, which is there. So I really like that energy that's coming in there. And then the new stage that you're starting, yeah, you have the creator, the power of no. And it's a good thing. I mean, this is like even an upgrade. It's like you're beginning to go, the empress is great, but now you're becoming a goddess. And this is this power of no that you're stepping into, realizing what it is that you want and that you won't um settle. And I like that this is the beginning and this of next year, this next level that you're stepping into. And I mean, right now too, about what you will, um, allow in your life and what you won't. And it's not out of like spite and hatred or whatever. It's out of self-love that you're doing it, going, I love myself too much to allow myself to get in that kind of position or that kind of relationship or those interactions. I deserve more. And I love that, transformation that you've had there. And that's what they want you to know. Here's your fortune cookie for your Aboriginal dreaming totem. So let's take a look here and see what your fortune cookie says. Yeah, and creativity too with the Empress and all of that coming in, because there are ways of dealing with this situation or any situation without giving away your power. Think of creative methods in which you can be heard and maintain your dignity. Wow, that is so perfect. Love you too, Happy Pill. Wow, what a great message. I love that. So, booyah, that is what they have. So, thank you again for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. Many blessings to you, your dual donations. All right. So we have those. Let me just check timing here. Okay. So then we're circling back to Nova, and then we have some PayPal. So we have Maria twice. All right. So we will zip it back around. So Maria, and then we'll have Moonlight after that. So that's where we're at in our donations. All right, Nova. So thank you for your additional donation. And okay, so you're done here. All right, there you are. So, what does Kurt want you to see about yourself and how your drug use has affected you generally on the day to day? How is it like to be clear minded and not muddled and dragged down by drugs? All right. Yeah, what does he want to say about this? You don't remember? You're not sure you honestly feel bad about it. Uh, yeah, existential crisis. And yeah, and be gentle with yourself. They're definitely not beating you up and going, you shouldn't have done this, and you shouldn't have done that. They're just like, since she asked, it's like this will be an easier path for you if you're able to get out of that. Otherwise, it is like, you know, going to work every day with a hangover, and not being clear and having to redo stuff and struggle and all that. And they're like, if you're able to step away from all that and have clear headed, you're just like, wow, I can do so much and enjoy so much, enjoy things so much, right? It's like, oh God, turn down that. Why is everyone being so noisy? We're not grumpy and all that. Yeah. So let's take a look here. Let's see what they have to say here. Yeah, we go. Okay, yeah. So that's that feeling. I know how it is. It's like, because when I um, in my early 20s, I drank like a fish and I would drink myself sober. I was dealing with a lot. And, but after I chose, because I almost killed myself when I was 22. Uh, and then after that, when I decided to live instead of doing that, my life changed. And as I got older, um, like I'd drink like just a beer or a glass of wine, and I felt like, I call it a NyQuil hangover. You just feel so, your brain feels heavy and you just can't think, and it's struggling, and I go, it's not worth it, for me to feel that way for days, for 2 to 3 days afterwards. I'm like, no thank you. And that's what kind of changed my people are like, yeah, you want something to drink, and I'm like, yeah, not, the little buzz that I would get is not worth the the days afterwards. And of course, I worked on my mental health and emotional health, which helped too. So let's see what else they want you to know here. So, just what does he want you to know about how it impacts you on the day to day? Let's look at this here. Yeah. So, you got the creator card, you got the no card here, and the Hierophant, which this is like our higher self trying to draw us to see things from a different perspective, but this no card with this combination, it just feels like it's like, "No, no, thank you." In a way, it's like because when we don't have clarity, you know, um, we don't see the signs, we don't pick up everything that spirit is talking to us, and, um, you know, we miss the clear messages that they're bringing in, and, um we'll hear the screaming and the loud ones when we've asked them, "At this point in my life, I really need you to speak up on these things." They will. They'll be like, "Wah!" Because we asked them to. But other than that, they're sending us subtle things, repeating numbers, synchronicities, different things. And if you feel like you're seeing them now, you'd be like, "Whoa!" All the stuff that you can just see all around and the messages that they're bringing in and the energy they're giving and all that kind of stuff, we can feel it so much, but when we're kind of numbed or, it's like, we can't hear it, we can't feel it, it's like, it's we're 'cause we're medicated, it's like, anesthesia, we're almost like in a kind of a sleep that comes in here. Like if you're constantly on something, then it's like, I'm not f and you did it on purpose, right? Um, because it's like, you didn't wanna feel some of the things that you were feeling, and you're like, "Well, this works for now, but the problem with that is it wears off." You know? It's like taking a pain medication for, a bone that's sticking out of your arm. "Well, I don't feel it anymore." Well, it's gonna wear off, and that's gonna hurt till we get that fixed, right? And that's kind of the energy, that kinda comes in with that. Let's see what else they have here. Yeah, and so with the 2 of Cups coming in with this Knight of Pentacles, it's almost like, the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight, and they're showing me, like, the horse is not even running in slow motion, it's running in super, super slow motion. It's almost like everything is kind of, running in all of this, um, reduced speed and, and that's how it happens, right? Yeah. Well, but you're not living, you're just existing if you're just on perpetual drugs. You're like in a coma. And they're just keeping you alive and you're not living, you're existing. And that's the difference that comes in, The 2 of Cups, like it doesn't allow you to create relationships with other people, like real relationships, meaningful relationships with yourself and your higher self. And so we don't realize that we're spending so much time distracted from life. Like he said, you're not living, you're just existing, right? Um, and it's like, oh, yeah. But that's why, they have, especially if you like, and I'm by no means an expert on rehab or anything, but it just feels like there's other things they can give that help make it easier to move off of the numbing drugs and everything to where it's not so like before they used to, like in the movies, just tie him to a bed and then they have to "Rah," and they have to go through the withdrawals and it's horrible and everything. But now they have drugs that help wean off and make it not so an impact, on our bodies, doesn't shock our bodies and our minds and our emotions, and it allows like a movement that's out there. Yeah, and it's funny, you go from the Hierophant with the No card to the Justice card with the Yes card. So there's this balancing that comes in here with the Justice card. allows you that clarity of mind, allows you to see things, and it allows a yes energy instead of a no energy that comes into your life. And you have the 6 of Wands on the bottom of the deck, which is all about victory and movement and support, that comes in with it, and, just a change of, a different type of flow of emotion. It's like you haven't had a lot of joy in your life, and so you just unplug the emotions because 'cause you're like, "This stuff sucks." But when we turn everything off, we also don't get to experience the wonderful joy that is there, and it's an amazing, amazing feeling that brings tears of it's positive tears to our eyes. Sitting and feeling that love and that joy, it's possible. But when we're and I know I unplugged when I was younger, because I didn't wanna feel all the ugly feelings I was having, but I also wasn't enjoying anything. I was just existing. And I'd plug the emotions back in, and I was like, "Bleh," unplug it. But then eventually, as I worked through things, when I plugged it in, it wasn't so loud, and I heard different music instead of, sound like someone's doing their nails on the, chalkboard. There was beautiful flowing, emotion. So it was different, right? Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely possible to feel this joy. I mean, I felt it. I mean, I felt the low lows, obviously, to get to the point of considering suicide. We do, but I've also just been able to feel like love flow through me, and all this hair stands up. It's just like, wow. And I felt like, just being in a bubble of love and feeling joy and waking up just feeling like what an adventure life is. And so it is possible, definitely, for that to happen. I feel like we're coming back to the Aboriginal dreaming cards here for you for your fortune cookie for this one. Let's see, did he answer everything that you wanted to say? How it's affecting you day to day. How and yeah, how it is like to be clear-minded and not muddled and dragged down. Yeah, it's the energy of no versus yes. Nothing's possible. Anything's possible. It's the difference in that energy. And then see what his final message is here. I love it. So it says trust, and it says don't trust. It says don't trust what you're being told on the inside. There's more to this situation, right? Well, no, this is saying no to the positive things in life, of possibilities of life. No, no, spirit, you want to hear from me? No. No, no. It's the like the no is a negative energy, right? Negative and positive. No. Just no is like that. I don't want to be I don't want to do anything. I don't want to go anywhere, saying no to all the opportunities and possibilities of life. And yes is like, wow, the world is full of possibilities instead of, and this trust is about, listening to what the drugs are telling you, what these other things. It's like, don't trust what they're telling you. Don't trust this. Well, it feels good. Well, there's more to the situation. The answers lie within the finer details which they're not sharing with you. And that's the whole thing. It's like it's muting it. It's lying to you. It's saying everything's better and it's not. They're just distracting you. No, no, you're fine. Don't listen to them because that's the lie. Oh no, you're fine. You're fine. And they're like, no, you're killing me slowly. And it's like, no, don't trust them. Don't trust the drugs. They are lying to you. That's funny, but that's what they're saying. "Yeah, yeah, everything's fine. Everything's fine," and you're like, "Really?" And then, yeah, "What the heck, Kurt?" So, um, so that's what, yeah, because 'cause they're saying, because this is what you're headed towards, and they're like, "Just keep listening to us," the drugs, right? And they're like, "Nope, the drugs are liars. Don't listen to them because they're not telling you the truth." So so that's what they have for you, my dear. Hopefully that helps a little bit. Hang in there. We love you. Yeah, and thank you. Nelia says, "Hugs, Nova, sending you love and light. Anything is possible with God the Creator by your side." Absolutely. Yeah. So the drugs, yeah, I mean, the drugs are slowly killing you, right? Because eventually your body will get used to the drugs and will have to get stronger drugs and more of it and more often and more. And then your body, um, drugs are not healthy for our bodies, right? Um, and because will start breaking it down and will stop making, um, you know, good choices and um so, all of this stuff is, what's coming in there. Yeah. So he gets it. He's been there. And so he's like, just, it's time, right? So, all right. So that is what they have for you, Nova. Hang in there, hang in there, hang in there. Oh, crap. I know. You're so funny. All right. And let's take a look here. All right. So we do have two from Maria and then Moonlight. And then Nelia will swing back around there. So Maria, your season is a hot mess to a point you're crying. You feel sad. Oh no. Well, let's jump in and see what's going on here, my dear. Oh no. Oh my goodness. Well, we have to have what do they call it? A cliffhanger. Dun dun dun. Keep us coming back for more, right, Maria? Thank you for your dual donations here. Let's find out what's going on here. So you have you so you had two long hangouts this week. The second one, he picked you up at home and you went out, right? And you got stupid drunk. Oh no. And you said bad things. So his thoughts and feelings towards you today. Bad things. You're so funny. So, what are his thoughts and feelings towards you today? You told him about you being oh, oh. All right. Let's take a look here. Well, if you're late, you maybe don't want to be drinking, right? Let's see here. So his thoughts, and will you and he continue? All right. No, those aren't it. So based on current energies, what's going on there? Okay. So you hurt his feelings. So you said some stuff. Rah, 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 rah. We got the two of cups on the bottom of the deck. So it is an important relationship still. This is the energy of, you know, partnership and connection. So I like that being on the bottom of the deck. Excuse me. um so let's look at his thoughts and feelings towards you today. All right. So he's got the judgment card, which is like their higher self calling them to see things from a higher perspective, from a different place. Yeah, and they've got you definitely there's a lot of thinking going on here. We've got the magician card, which is about, passion and action and energy that's coming in here. And the Page of Swords, which is about clarity and wanting to see things from, that higher perspective, like the Judgment card there. So, awakening and assessment, that's a good way. They're assessing the situation. The Magician card, they know that it's, important of, where we focus our energy and how it goes. And I know in the moment, they get fiery Um, but I feel like they're now calmer and they're seeking that clarity, and seeing that, right? So I see that here. Um, and you wanted to know his thoughts about you being late here. Yeah, you've got the King of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, slow moving knight. Yeah, it does feel like he's calmed down more with all this, and the Wheel of Fortune, which is, this, all of this about whatever happens in life does happen on purpose. And, um, I feel like they're definitely looking at the outside world and looking at abundance. And the Knight of Pentacles, they're like, they're kind of slowing everything down to to look at their life with all this too. So I don't feel like there's a lot of emotion. I feel like they're more thinking about supply and abundance and what all that means for them there. Um, and I feel like there's this energy if they're like there's a piece of them with this King of Pentacles being that's like a father figure that they're really looking at that and um I don't know, it kind of feels like they're um it happens everything happens for a reason, right? I feel like he's always wanted to be a dad. um but feel like he was like with the last one, he was like, "Oh, I don't want that personality. That's gonna be like a demon child." That's bad, but he would love it anyway. But he's like, you know, he's seeing this different, and so I don't think he's freaking out about being a father, possibly being a father, right? Um, and so will you and he continue? Let's see what's coming in here. Okay, yeah, I mean, I got the Hanged Man. He has a child with the demon child with his ex-wife. Oh no. Soon to be ex-wife, right? They got the Hanged Man, which is transformation, seeing things from a different perspective. We have the Nine of Cups, which is like a dream come true energy, and the Three of Cups, which is joy and celebration. And so with these three together, it feels like you guys will continue based on current energy. That you will. It just is going to take some working out of things and some calming down and some big apologizing. If you're like, I don't know what I said and I can't believe I got drunk, I was so nervous. Um and I just feel like here that for him apologies don't mean a whole lot because people have apologized and kept doing things like, I'm sorry, and then kept doing it. What will mean a lot to him is consistency and change. It's like, I will never ever do that again. And basically inside, I'll believe it when you show me it. And I feel like he'll give you the benefit of the doubt. But if you do it again and again and again, then then I just feel like it's such an important piece where there's like this pause, there's this transformation, but then I feel like there can be movement forward. Yeah. And we like here, your fortune cookie here is light, and it says, look to the space between the trees for answers. And it's interesting because it's like, look beyond the trees, look beyond and see things from a different perspective and see the sky that's behind the trees. There's more to everything. And the more we don't freak out about things, because when we're freaking out, what happens? We go out of our minds, right? The intelligent, loving, compassionate side, and we do stupid stuff, right? So it's about calming down, coming back, seeing the big picture, and returning back to who you really are, not the scared little girl who says mean things to little boys. Yeah. So it's showing it, and yeah, definitely I like that. All right. So that's for your first one there. So thank you for that donation. And then number 2, we will dive into these. Yeah. Well, it's it's a defensive mechanism, right? And it when and because it was such a surprise coming from you, because he'd never seen anything like that from you, right? It's always been up here, and he had a momentarily boop, which kind of has him kind of threw him off, and it's like, uh-oh, let me and that's that assessment and evaluation is like, was I being blind, um, to this behavior before? Is it something that they've done a lot, and I just was in La La Land and didn't see it? And I feel like that's what they're just, like, looking for consistency, and trying to get their bearings back, if that makes sense. So, but let's see what this other says here. Okay. So, will he leave this lady he's living with? All right, let's take a look here. What's that? Is he upset at you? Okay, one card. And if you're with child, will he be supportive with you? Okay, okay. And what's coming for you and Walter this weekend? Okay. And does he want to end things with you? Okay. And what does spirit want you to know? All right. This is like an hour-long episode. All right. So, first up here, will he leave this lady he's living with here? Yeah. Eventually, with the 6 of Wands, that is victory and movement card there. The Hanged Man is in transition, so we definitely have that coming in. Um, the butterfly is leaving the cocoon. With the Hanged Man there. So definitely, that's still in the cards, literally, for that to happen. Is he upset with you? No. Here's that judgment card. This is funny that this is the exact same card we just had, which is no, he's assessing. He's trying to see things from a higher perspective, and he's out of the moment. He's processed, you know, um, he's processing the emotions and that, right? And then if you're pregnant, will he be supportive of you? Aw, I love it. The 4 of Wands, joy, celebration, union. King of Cups is the balancing of the head and the heart, which is a compatible person. So it does feel like, if you are, that they will be supportive, um, with you in that. What's coming for you and Walter this weekend? All right. We have the King of Wands and the 6 of Swords. 6 of Swords is leaving behind some old ways of thinking, movement to new ways, leaving behind the choppy waters, moving to calmer waters. King of Wands is, it is a card of action and movement, kind of like the Emperor. Um, but it's bridled passion, it's controlled passion. So I feel like that, it feels like it's going to be kind of more of a muted, kind of energy, um in that it's not going to be like all back to where it was. It's going to take time to kind of evolve and unfold a little bit there, if that makes sense. Does he want to end things with you? No, Ace of Pentacles is a new beginning, and it's almost like a restart. You know, it's like, um, it's not like a reboot, but it's like, um, a step forward. It's a new opportunity, kind of energy. So it's not an ending, it's a beginning energy, so it doesn't feel like it's an ending one, with that. And then what does, spirit want you to know? Yeah, the sun. The sun will come out tomorrow. She even got red hair. It's Annie. Um, the sun card is one of the most victorious cards in it all. It's, you know, joy, celebration. It's a victorious card and light, life, energy. It's like try to see the brighter side. Yeah, it doesn't seem like they want to end things with what this energy is coming in, reading their current energy. They are assessing everything, but based right now, I don't feel like that there is this energy of ending. You got the bottom of the deck too. You've got create the no card. No. So it just feels like it just takes returning to who you are. Um, the sun card is Leo energy. It's about just being who you are, um, and stepping back into your power and not feeling like you're, you know, fearful and those things. It's step back into who you are, right? So I like that for you there. It's like, you're not a damsel in distress, right? You're a powerful being. And it's like, yeah, because that's what he loves about you is that you're strong, right? And that um and returning to that, just return to who you are, in the moment, not don't fear look into the future. I know it's hard when you're like, but what if yeah. Well, and that's okay to know that, like, when someone says you hurt my feelings, truthfully, we can't hurt each other's feelings. Everyone just does what they do, doesn't do what they do, says what they say, or is in silence. We just do, but everyone decides you know, how someone else's actions or non-actions, words or silence, what it's gonna what story I'm gonna put to it, what emotion I'm gonna feel, what energy I'm putting forward, what physical actions I'm gonna take. So if he chose to be hurt by your feelings, okay, that just shows that their feelings are flags. Something can be looked at inside of them. So, we can make it easier or harder for people to choose lower or higher vibration of thoughts, emotions, whatever. But we don't decide. They chose it. They could also have chose not to be offended by it or hurt by it, but they chose it, and that's okay. No judgment. We all have done it. We all choose to be hurt by other people's stuff, which is our choice, but I can also change it. So let go of the guilt around it. Um, you know, you have a big heart for him, and so you're like, "I don't want them to feel that way, and I feel bad that I made it easy for them to choose that, and I'm not gonna make it as easy for them to choose to have their feelings hurt in the future. That's my intention, and I'm gonna do that, and you can have that. But lighten up on the guilt around it because you're not responsible for that, because he could have also have chosen not to. But yeah, so it's like, okay, I'm just gonna go with the flow. And let's see what your fortune cookie is here. Yeah, I like it. So you got explore, which says, I explore new horizons as I follow my passion. Now is the time to move forward. So don't get stuck in the past, be in the moment and move forward, allow your passions to lead you. You've done what you can. You can't go back and change anything, but you can only choose differently in this moment. What energy do you want to attract? All right. What are you grateful for him and grateful for yourself and grateful about life and look at that sun card, right? Be bright and change that. Allow your emotions to flow, allow your passions to draw you there. So, all right. So that is what they have for you. I know, right? So hang in there. Just you are the sun and you're going to be fine. In either case, whatever anyone else decides, you're going to be fine because you have all the power you need to live your life. Now you'd like them to be in your life, but if let's say, and I'm not saying that this is what they're thinking right now, the energy is definitely not that. But let's say what you're fearing is they won't want to. Well, if they don't, am I going to be okay? Yeah, I'm going to be more than okay. I'm fine, right? So it's like getting back to that coming out of the fear and going, I'm fearing that they won't want to be with me. And you're like, well, if they don't, their loss. And I'm going to be fine either way. I feel like I'll have more joy if I am with them, but the joy is in here, not out here. You could still be as joyful and feel as loved with or without them, right? Because that happens in here, not out yonder. So, all right. All right. So that is what they have for you, my dear. Thank you again. Hang in there. All right. um, Not yet, Nova. Next, I have Moonlight, and then Nelia, and then to you, Nova, and then to Moonlight, and then to Amazing Grace. And I see that came through the CashApp, so you'll be after that. I'm looking at the timestamps here, so that's where we're at here. So you are on the list. And just to make sure to put your let's see here. You have your question here. Yeah, so if you haven't put your question out, just make sure to put your question out there too. And we'll continue here. Saturday, these morning sessions, I don't have a Praying Mantis session afterwards to run to. So we'll be continuing on the donations right now. All right. So scroll, scroll, scroll. Yeah. All right. So Moonlight, you are up next. So thank you so much for your donation. Let's give that a love and a like there. And just going to take a quick sip here. Cold coffee, yum. So I need to get one of those little plates that you keep your coffee cup on, right? All right. So what are ours feelings for you today? Okay. Ooh, I bent the card there. So and then future plans. And what are these? Okay. Own that. All right. So we'll see here. Bottom of the deck, we've got the Fool card, which is the first card in the Major Arcana, which is about this adventure and this opening of, I don't know, there's overall energy of every once in a while I'll get like a picture of a lion not wanting to go into a cage. And so they're wanting to have an adventure, but they don't want a whole lot of expectations or intentions or whatever. Like they just want to be able to experience possibilities with someone and not have to say, well, this is where it's headed, this is where it's going, blah, blah, blah. Just because they've had a lot of people tell them that they're disappointed because they didn't do what they wanted them to do, kind of energy, if that makes sense. And that's kind of like the underlying energy is they're afraid of failure. And so they don't want to, it's like, I don't know why they're bringing it in this way, but it's like applying for a job. You don't want to apply for a job where you feel like this, they have high expectations and that you're going to end up getting fired from it anyway. So why even go through it all? Um, Kind of energy. And so if they're like, I'd much rather just be able to like be self-employed so I make up the roles. So but apply that to relationship, and we'll see more here, but that's kind of the energy that's coming in. So what are his feelings for you today? We do have the 9 of Pentacles, which is a feeling of abundance in the outside world and independence, and the 10 of Cups, which is joy and overflowing love. So they definitely have a lot of feelings there. Um, but there's that independence energy, right, that I was just talking about. They have all this love and that they want to share and this joy, but they also um, they like being able to have their own space and their own um, like I said, independent. They like being independent, not dependent, and having someone dependent on them. Again, it comes back to that fear of failing someone kind of energy, right? And let's see what the future plans are here. Does he listen to your friends talking negatively about us? Well, not necessarily like, because that almost seems like he wants to have a lot of other stuff too, like a bunch of other friends. No, he just wants to take the cake in a to-go box to where he can eat it along the way of the adventure and not have to be forced to sit down and eat it a certain way at a certain place at a certain time. He wants to be able to eat the cake at will, um, and have that with that, but not be like so so much pressure, so many rules, so many have to, shoulds, need tos, musts, and everyone talking about who he's supposed to be and should be and need to be and have to be. And he's like, I just want to live and enjoy and live life, without feeling like it's a job. And he wants to feel like it's an adventure with someone. And not that he wants to have a bunch of different adventures with a bunch of different people. He wants to have an adventure with someone, not like a job, like have to clock in and clock out, and these are the responsibilities, and if you don't do them, you get written up and punished and disciplined. He doesn't want that kind of energy, right? What's the future here? Yeah, see, he's got the Lovers card here, and we got the King of Cups. So, there's this energy. The King of Cups is like a beautiful balance between head and heart. It's one of my compatibility cards, and I got the Lovers and the compatibility card here. So I feel like a lot of what's going on is happening inside of you. You got a lot of fears, a lot of things that are happening, right? Yeah, and no one can, yeah, so, with everyone demanding stuff and we're fearing and we're, and the more we have expectations, the more we focus on lower vibration, we invite more of that in, right? More of the people, more of the events, more of that energy. Something you might look and we'll see what these other cards are here, but I just feel something is, you know, what he doesn't want is someone pointing out who they're not being. And I'm disappointed because you didn't do that and you didn't do that and you're not doing this and you're letting them to do that. Blah, 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 blah. Who wants that, right? Who wants a mom? you know, I want an adventure mate. He wants someone that will share the joy, not, amplify the drama. And so, when we look at gratitude, right, it always comes back to gratitude, high vibration. If you were like, something I love about you is that you have a huge heart and you want to help so many people, and because like when this person wants that and you give and you recognize when people need help, like when that, and you give specific examples and you sincerely love, what do you love about them, and share that with him, because when you share that with someone who won't want to be around that, right? If I'm constantly, not that you're doing this, but like in relationships a lot of time why there's trouble is if I'm pointing out how you're falling short of my expectations. Who wants to be around that all the time? But if someone's telling you what you are doing, even though they may not be doing everything you want, but you are celebrating the things they are, they'll give you more because they love that. And that grows and that energy actually draws more of that higher vibrational things in. So I like that. They do want this unity and harmony and this, they are charismatic, warm-hearted, intuitive, and empathic, like this card says. There's a very loving person. Um, but it's also, when um, we all can wear each other down eventually if we have energy of lower vibration pointing out all the lower vibrational things. Whatever we focus on, we attract and draw and amplify, right? That's what else they have here. Yeah. So the judgment card, see things from a higher perspective, from that place of unconditional love. It's the higher self. Yeah. Again, that's what the Hierophant is too. These two cards are step back, allow yourself to see things from a place of unconditional love and gratitude and joy, from higher vibration, see things from a different perspective, right? Harmony and balance. Allow this harmony and balance of the outside world. And the Eight of Swords, too. This is a time that you can really, kind of look at this and see how of this is like a movement of your own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, that have made you feel blinded and bound and trapped and restricted and small and, you know, unworthy. And, it's like all these old fears, all these small t truths rooted in fear that you can look at them and go, why do I fear this? What fear is at the root of this? Right. And, what, how can I transform those? Right. Yeah. So, it is about, focusing on and do that for yourself too, give that to you. What do you love about you? Not where you feel is falling short. What do you love about your relationship? What do you love about them? And then even, I know this is hard, but some of the friends, start off with the friends that you like and the family of his that you like, whatever, and go, what do I love about them? And then try a little experiment, someone that you don't that it's hard for you to see something on the surface of something you love about them. But if you start becoming someone who can find something to be grateful for in as many things as possible, you become an expert where you can find things to be grateful for when no one else can. And that's the kind of life that is full and overflowing instead of drawing in more and it's leaking all this negative lower vibrational energy into our lives, right? Right, and then your fortune cookie is I love that. So you can read that. It says, "I am clear and open to receive miracles." That clear and open to receive miracles, we get rid of impossibilities, right? All these restrictions. We just become wide open going, "Creator, spirit world, I trust you that you're going to bring me amazing things and amazing timing in amazing, uh, yeah, amazing ways and amazing timing. Um, and trust that, be open to it, right? All that amazing. He is amazing, and you are amazing, and everyone is amazing. We just have to find it. Um, and it takes us getting past these stories and see it from that higher perspective. Then it'll be like, wow, these people aren't as big as a-holes as I thought they were. Close, but not quite. No, no, not no. You're like, well, but they start to change as you start to change, as your perceptions and choices start to change on the story that you're putting to them and situations, right? You have the power. Yeah. Yep, yep. And, and that's the whole thing too, right? When, like, I'm tired of people complaining about, um or I used to say it, like, I complain about people complaining. Oh, wait, I'm one of the complaining people. And I'm like, "You know what? These people are gossiping about other people." And it's like, "Oh, I'm gossiping about people gossiping about other people." And it's like these mirrors, you start to go, "Oh, that's why I don't like being around these people because, they're showing me some things I can see about myself." It doesn't have to be the exact same thing, but there's something that I can see about myself and go, these people complaining about life, and it's like, "Oh, how am I complaining about life?" These people that are sharing things about other people, how am I sharing things about other people or myself? And it's like, hmm, it's very transformative, right? That's why you're hermiting. You're so funny. But that's what they have for you, Moonlight, for that one. You have another one. We'll circle back around here in a moment. So thank you for your first donation. You're so funny. All right. And then, Nelia, you are up. So thank you for your donation, your emoji. So let's find your question here. There it is. So, what is Elon Musk's role for humanity, and what are his intentions for we the people? Just a general on him. That's funny. Oh, thank you. I am doing great. I appreciate that, and thank you for all love and light to us and everyone on our tribe, and we wish you as well. So let's take a look here and see. This character, Elon Musk, what is his role for humanity? That Spirit would like to let us know here for humanity as a collective. And what are his current intentions towards we the people and the world, right? Because they are not just focused in on a particular nation. It's like one of those, like if you ever watched James Bond, one of the evil villains. Dun dun dun. That's how sometimes people um, picture picture him. Bottom of the deck, we've got Temperance, which is alchemy, which does make sense for them there. And he's even got the King of Swords underneath, which is great mind and well, it's ambition, power, and influence. Can you believe that? But that is a lot of the energy. Um, Beneath the surface, though, because right underneath that, and with the moon card, there's some hidden and unknown things, of course. But he is also looking at changing the world, and that's like kind of what drove him as a child is inventing things, bringing new things in. And he hasn't been able to do it himself directly, but he's been able to find people and then purchase their stuff and make it his own in a way, or claim it's his own. Um, but there's a lot below the surface. What really drives him is a little child, a little boy who wanted to create and be ingenuitive and that, but he didn't it doesn't feel like he had the opportunity to do that when he was younger. But his role for humanity, and this is coming from Spirit, yeah, and again, we got that temperance is slowly building and slowly transforming. Seven of Pentacles is also last thing that grows on a fruit tree is the fruit, which is interesting. So, what is his role for humanity? To teach us patience and trust. That everything is going to be okay. And with the Wheel of Fortune, that everything that happens on purpose for a purpose. It is for us. It's the tune of for us, and that sometimes even our human will see that. But it is. Isn't that an amazing thing? Teach us patience, and that in the long run, it is always for us and for humanity. That these things, there's nothing ever happens that is not for us on the planet. And when we realize that, one of the biggest ahas was when spirit showed me, you're not on an out of control drama train that's about to leap off the tracks and explode in a gorge. We're more like on a monorail train at Disney World where it's on a smooth track, has its stops, it has its experiences, takes us all through these different worlds of Disney World, or so I'm saying. I've never been there myself. I've seen pictures. But so there is this energy here of that everything happens there. And then the 2 of swords on the bottom is also being shown here, which is the power of our story of choice, of our decisions. And when we realize that regardless of what's happening out there, I get to choose the story I put to it. Even people that were in concentration camps in, you know, during, the World War, there was people that chose, and that's, I mean, think about a challenging time to try to choose to keep a higher vibrational story of the world. They were just like they were grateful in each moment as much as they could, and they made it through it, and then they thrived afterwards, um, because of it. And I feel like that's that power of choice that's coming in, that they are great characters. We have a lot of great characters. Hitler was, not that I'm comparing him to Hitler, um, but it's people that get put in these villain roles, and these characters that can be looked at as villains in the drama are so that we can choose. That's the wheel of fortune. I can choose to look at life as happening to me and I get to be the victim, from the villain, and then I look for a hero to come rescue me, but I'm my own hero that rescues me. And then I can move from life happens to me to, all right, I've experienced that and there's nothing wrong with it. We come down here to experience that. Thus, the villainous characters that some of our light workers come down here to go, I'll take that role. It's so opposite us of who we really are that to play these villainous roles is a great sacrifice to hold that lower vibrational energy while we're down here, right? But they do it for us so that we can learn and grow and understand ourselves. And then when I'm ready, I can ask, why did I want this experience to happen for me? Why did I want to be involved in this? Oh, so I can step into my power, so I can have experienced having experienced this low vibration, I understand more the higher vibration that I am. So a lot of powerful things, and you can apply that to anyone, Putin and anyone in a villain role, that's coming in, right? Yeah, he just pop up on social media, including his own that he bought. But and that's the whole thing, is that there's a lot of stories, right? It's all the story, and we're the ones that get to change that. That's that two swords. I can keep the lower vibrational story, or I can find a higher vibrational story if I want. But there's no judgment either way. We just get to experience what's connected to that, right? And then let's see. Oh, yeah. What are his intentions towards the people? His intentions. Yeah, his intentions here with the Two of Cups is to develop important relationships and to leave old ways of thinking behind into new ways, to go from choppy waters to calmer waters. And, you know, that's the wonderful thing to understand, is that we all have dreams. We all have a desire to be loved. And we just express it in different ways. And when you look at, when humans will put narcissism titles on people, but what people are, you know, when you have people who act in these very strong and bold ways, and we're like, whoa, it's because they're still like their little inner child who was seeking to be loved unconditionally, didn't have it. And so they've learned to try to force it to have power. Like, this is how my inner child feels safe and in control. they try to gain more control over their lives and other people's lives because they feel like they have to control the stuff to feel safe. And so this their intentions are really not geared toward outward, but trying to fulfill this inward. And when we realize it's not personal, it's a little child, because we're either acting as unconditional love or crying out for unconditional love. And when you look at someone's actions, you're like, are they expressing unconditional love? Oh, well, it's a cry for love. I want to be loved. I want to change things. I want to move from these choppy waters to this calmer waters. I want more peace of mind. And and so there's this and when you see these actions of people in power, dictators, of different countries, and um, you know, all sorts of people in political powers all over the world, you'll see a lot of it has to do with that. You can see the difference between people who are choosing to serve out of love and people who are choosing to serve out of fear, right? Of the and it looks like they're spreading fear, but it's an expression of the fear that they're feeling, right? So it's like, wow. Um, and then that was for like we the people. And then this was I did pull two more cards for the world, which wow, we got the Six of Wands, which is there's all these flows to fulfill their destiny, the 6 and the 6. 2 sixes together is like they're on the perfect path for them, and the 6 of Cups is past life, kind of Akashic things, and so they are living their purpose, and when we realize that, it's something about it just makes us be kinda like, "Huh," you know? We can really sit in that and be, "Alright, this is not an out of control drama train, like we said. It's happening on purpose for a purpose." So I like that. Glad you asked. Just helps love what is and what story am I putting to things, right? Let's see here. Your Aboriginal dreaming totem is going to be your fortune cookie. This is what they're drawing me to here out of the 5 selections of cookies. So what is okay? This one here. I like that. Assuredness. So it's good. It's time to challenge this situation that's going on in your head and say, this is not good enough. Stand tall and take a stand. It's time to show the world just how damned tough you are. I love it. So it is. It's a good, question to have and to look into it and go, yeah, you know what? The story that I'm going to change the story in my head because that's my power. That's how tough I am is even though a large portion of the world wants to go, "This is the story," you're like, "Nope, I'm turning the story to something different," and watch how the world changes within, because we don't see the world as it is, we see the world as we are, and as we change, the world changes. It's interesting, but so glad you asked that, Nelia, and that's what they have for you. I know I haven't gotten to any of the free readings yet, Lucky. Hello. Thank you for asking. Yeah, we'll see here. I'm at 2.5 hours, and I still have a little list of these to go. So we'll see how far we get if I get to the free readings. Last weekend, I was on for 4.5 hours, and I was exhausted, so I got to kind of balance it. But we'll see. If not, I'll be back tonight, and then also tomorrow. Tomorrow, Sundays, I always make sure to get everyone their readings, but we'll see how my energy is as we go along. All right. So that was Nelia, and then we have Nova coming up. So Nova for number 6. Thank you so much for your multiple donations. I appreciate you. So you want to know, what do the spirit guides and Kurt want you to know about themselves or remind you of about being a spirit guide, what it means for you, and if they like their cool job helping someone like you out. Oh yeah, definitely. Really cool jobs. You wish a spirit guide that you were a spirit guide. Yeah. Well, you have been before. Definitely. Like you like helping people out, and that's our nature, When we come down here, our hearts want to help people, and we do like that. And you've had several lifetimes where you were a spirit guide, but obviously you wanted to try life again because you came down in this lifetime. But it's interesting because um well well all like sometimes like one person wants to remain back and the rest of us come down like in a little kind of a spiritual soul group. It's such a generic name, but like we have a lot of souls. There's endless amount of souls out there. I mean, we can't imagine how many different characters there are, but we'll come down and some will stay behind and want to be the guides, and the rest of us will want to have the human experience. And then the next time, some of us stay up there, and then they go down with the other group, and then some stay behind and kind of piggyback. And we're like, because we're all about the experience, and so we have a lot of different experiences too. So they definitely here. We'll pull cards here, but I do feel like you know, there's no judgment on the other side, so there's not like, um, I don't know, we just don't judge and contrast. We don't have good and bad or better or worse. We have just different experiences with different, you know, um, adventures. And that's the way we look at it in the spirit world. Here, as humans, we have that contrast, that good, bad, blah, blah, hot, cold, warm, cold, well, I guess warm, cold, wet, dry, blah, blah. We have all these contrasts and opposites. But over there, we are everything. And so we don't have judgment. So, when they're like, yeah, it's cool. It's everything is awesome on the other side, that we look at it as like, oh, an adventure. Everything's an adventure. And so when you say someone like you, I mean, there's no more different of an adventure whether it was someone different. And it's just a character that you're playing. It's not, defining yourself by your experiences in your life is what our human ego does. But when we realize, no, that is just experience, who I really am, remembering who we truly are, which are powerful, eternal, supernatural spirit beings made of unconditional love. We're endless, we're powerful, eternal beings. It's like, this is just one adventure. Why being so serious? Why getting caught up in your character so much? Um, Go have fun, right? Enjoy this adventure is what we can do. That's how they would see things and look at things as well. So, so we'll take a look here. So what does spirit guides and care want you to know about themselves? Okay. So I feel like this is what they want you to know about themselves. Yeah. I like this, the emperor, because it's like everyone is an emperor and everyone is the ruler over, because an emperor rules over kings, but the emperor also, they choose their own adventure. They put energy into what they want to do and where they want to go and create what they want. We're all mini creators. And so we're none of us are forced to do anything. It's like, oh, well, this is your role. You have to do this. It's, we'll have like, well, I'm gonna go do this, and will you guys do this for me? I'll do that for you. And it's like, cool, all right, but there's no have tos. It's like we want tos, because it's an experience and it's an adventure. It's like someone asking a puppy if it wants to go for a ride. Yes, it doesn't care where it's going. It just likes that it's going for a ride, and that's the kind of energy that spirit guides have. And so they're like, when we look at about themselves, you know, it's just when we realize that we are thousands of different expressions across multitude universes and dimensions and frequencies, and our human can't comprehend that because this is one of the few planets where we're veiled from the rest of our expressions of ourself in different places. But we're on this little adventure. In fact, all the lifetimes that we live as humans, even living as elements and plants and animals and other variety of characters, from our perspective, it's linear where it happens in order. But from us, we're living it all at the same time. And we're able to comprehend all these timelines and all this stuff and in everything because of who we are on the other side. But that's our spirit guides too. They're not just like sitting there watching you. They're present 100%, but they're also able to be present in 1,000 different places doing 1,000 different things too. And so when we think about that, it just kind of puts this lifetime in perspective. Why are we sweating the small stuffs? Because, oh, because I'm pretending to be small stuff right now. That's why I'm sweating small stuff. But when I remember my large stuff of who I am, the small stuff becomes even smaller and moot, when we look at everything. And that's how they look at everything. They don't look at going, "Oh, she smoked another cigarette. Oh, she's doing drugs. Oh, she did that. She slept with that guy." Oh, there's none of that. They're just like, "Look at all the experiences that Nova's experienced in this lifetime. What fun adventures we're on." And there's no judgment and there's no shoulds or supposed to be's or need to be's. When we ask them for advice, they go, "Hey, what would be easier for me in my life if I did that or that?" They're like, "That. Any advice on how I can do that? Sure, you could do this and da 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 if you want." Well, I don't want to do that. Well, you don't have to. You just asked. We told you. Enjoy. What are you going to do next? They're excited to see what decisions, choices you're going to make next. They're not defining themselves by it, and they're not judging you by it or defining you by your actions either. There's unconditional eternal love, right? And for you, a reminder of you being the spirit guides here. Yeah, You know, it is the 3 of Cups. It's the presence of joy, and the 3 of Cups is actually one of my spirit guide cards. It's your spiritual posse, the feeling of being a collective. If you can imagine, here we experience separateness and independence and not knowing what people are thinking or feeling or blah blah blah. It's muted, right? Um, but when we're on the other side, it's like it's being like in the Borg hive mind, if you ever watched that, where they feel and know and everything. They're all connected. There's no secrets. Everyone hears everyone's thoughts and you can understand it all and it's all there and there's nothing hidden. You're part of a drop in a massive sea, but you feel like you are the sea, you are the ocean. And so it's a completely different energy and you don't have "Oh, they should have done this, they shouldn't have done that," whatever. It's all about love and flowing love consistently, continually. And the Queen of Wands, both of these are about connections and feeling the connection to a human and being able to help a human when they ask and to because you can't meddle in a human's life. We choose to honor free will and choice. So when you were a spirit guide, you didn't get frustrated, you didn't get like judgmental, you didn't try to change things to make it fit the way you thought it would be. You're just all accepting, unconditionally loving and going, "What do you want?" It's like asking a kid what kind of ice cream they want. And there's 1,000 different flavors and they're like, "I don't know." And you're like, "Here, you need to have peppermint, blah, blah, blah." No, it's like, "Well, what do you want? Take your time. It's not going to melt. You want to have a little taste of each? We can do that too. Here's options, right?" And so there is that freedom that comes in with all of that. And again, you know, they don't see you as different than anyone else, as far as less than or more than. They just see us all these different characters playing all these different roles. They don't have a favorite. They don't have a worse. They love every single character that's existing, and they want to support it. So interesting, right? And let's take a look here with the Whispering Woods. given you two fortune cookies here. So your first one is renew. Yeah. Nature continually renews itself year after year. That's reincarnation. That's multiple lifetimes. And every moment is like a new adventure. And that's the way that we feel like it. It's constantly renewing and changing. What's next? What's next? What's next? Yeah. And surprises. Of course, there are no surprises to them, but under the most ordinary stone is an undisturbed garden. And um, it's like the discovery, the adventure energy is what it's about. Discovering more about who we are by experiencing who we're not and the adventure that unfolds. So hopefully that gives a little more of their perspective coming in with that. All right. So that's what they have for you, Nova. Thank you again for your donation. Okay. All right. And then we have Moonlight, and then we have Amazing Grace, and then Anita Abdul. Those will be the donations so far. So that's where we're at. All right. So Moonlight, thank you for your additional donation. Does R want you to visit him this weekend? And would we have a good talk about things? Okay, let's take a look here. Based on current energies, does R want you to visit him this weekend? Okay, I guess that's a yes or no. One card. And would you have a good talk about things? So we have that. We have that. I feel like that was there. All right, let's take a look here. So, does he want you to visit him this weekend? The Three of Swords is expectations equal disappointment. I don't feel like they want to this weekend here. They've got the Five of Cups on the bottom of the deck too, which is a transformation of emotion from sorrow, because I got two sorrow cards here from sorrow and I don't feel like this is specifically to do with you though. I don't feel like they're disappointed in you. I just feel like they're in the dumps. They're kind of they're in a lot of disappointment and sorrow energy. And so they're just not a whole lot of fun to be around and they don't want to fake it. They just don't have the energy to force themselves to be like put up their filters and talk nice and be nice and communicate. I feel like they're just down in the dumps and they're just like, I just want to be alone to where I can not have any filters, not worry about hurting people's feelings and having to apologize later. I just feel like they're in this lower vibrational place that they're just like, I just don't want to be around anyone. I just need my alone time to process these emotions and transform them. So, so not this weekend, um, but soon, because I feel like when you guys get together here, yeah, this makes sense too. So here's the energy. I was like, what are these cards for then? And here's the Hermit card. So they do want to be by themselves to figure things out with this Justice card, balance out, see things from a higher perspective. And the King of Wands is to try to figure out what they want to do and to take kind of step back into their power, step back into their energy. What is this card then? Yeah, and here's the Emperor. So King of Wands and Emperor card. Both of these are they're trying to figure out what they're wanting. And trying to trying to step back into their power because I feel like this grief, this disappointment, this lower emotion just has to do with a lot of stuff happening in their life. And they're just kind of like, I just want space from everyone and everything. Not you specifically, just everyone and everything. Let's see what we have here. Yeah. I feel like here you do have this opportunity here with the Four of Pentacles. So there will be a time, a more balanced time in the physical world here where things are more stable for them, where it's best to do that. They have the High Priestess. So I feel like you'll know, trust your gut and instinct about, yeah, I think now is the time to get together here because I feel like you guys will here with the 10 of swords. It's about talking about a lot of this, letting go of expectations, letting go of people pleasing, and all these supposed to be's and should be's and need to be's and have to be's around. I don't know. It is a closure card here. It's endings and letting stuff go, so I feel like it's a good conversation you have because I feel like there's closure on things that are there, and there is Knight of Cups, which is movement of emotion, a quest um, for higher emotions, higher love. It is, of course, self love, but I feel like it's that you guys do have that um, ability and that it goes well, but not this weekend. I feel like you'll know when it's to happen, but I do feel like that conversation is supported because I do feel like it's important for some clarity and moving beyond some things and releasing from a lot of expectations. Yeah, I feel like we're being drawn to the Whispering Woods for your fortune cookie here. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah, transform. Emerge with beauty and grace from your cocoon. Yeah, so I feel like you both will be emerging from your hermit cocoons with beauty and grace. So I feel like allowing the space is important and then emerge from it and then you guys can get together. So I like that for you. All right. Oh, sorry. Oh yeah, right. He needs rest. Yeah. So that's good. It's good for him to have that, and but I feel like it'll be here soon. I don't feel like it's like months away. I feel like you'll know. You're like, yeah, I feel like they're just and then they'll be at a more approachable place and it'll the conversation will go easier instead of feeling like you're having to be walking on eggshells afraid that they're gonna it's gonna be a good calmer communication, so I like that. Alright. You are very welcome. So thank you again, Moonlight, for your additional donation. I appreciate that. Alright. So, boom, boom, boom. That was this one. Sorry, just checking here. Alright. So, Amazing Grace, you are up now. Thank you for your donation. And you want to know, are you moving to Maryland with Jay? What does you moving look like? All right. Let's take a look here. Thank you guys so much for your patience and getting to your readings as well. I know donations, we dive a little deeper. Um, and then if I start the free readings, those will go a little faster because those are usually 1 to 2 cards. So, all right. So, Amazing Grace, are you moving to Maryland with Jay? All right. Are you based on current energies? Okay. And then what would that look like if you did? Feeling like they want that one and this one too. That one too. That one, that one. All right. All right. So, well, you have the 9 of Cups, which is like a dream come true card. So if it's your dream to do it, that would bring you happiness and you feel like, then yes, I do see that as a yes. If your dream is like no, then that's a no. So whatever the dream come true energy, that is what that means. What does it look like if you do? All right. Well, you have to understand the Page of Wands. Of course, there's going to be a heightened passion and excitement for life, but the Hermit card does say that you do have um you have alone time. I feel like where like with them moving to Maryland that they're going to be very busy. And so you'll have a significant amount of alone time and to be aware of that and that's okay. Um because you have the solitude there. It gives you time for healing and inner work and different things too. But I feel like they like in addition to like working, they also have something extracurricular that they have to be involved in or are choosing to be involved in to where you'll have like, all right, I'm gonna have some of this space, this alone time, right? Well, you got the Two of Cups, but you guys still stay stronger, and then it's like absence makes the heart grow fonder, except, you make the most of your quality time together, and it's good because you have your own time to do what you wanna do um, and find, like, where you wanna invest your time, and so you kind of it's good because you do, in a way, keep your life, you keep your own identity instead of melting and becoming a blob, right? You guys are able to maintain your identities and still come together and have a strong relationship here with the Two of Cups. Yeah, world card. Ending of old cycles, beginning of new adventures. It's like an upgrade. So it is definitely it feels like an adventure, versus where it was before, so I like that. And the Seven of Cups. Be a lot of different emotions, a lot of different things to experience there too. The Seven of Cups means a variety of different things, but in this case, it is about, um, an opportunity just to experience a lot of different, um things just because there's so many things close by, and if you're a history buff, you can go look at where a lot of the wars happened and see spirits walking around with your third eye, right? But it feels very, very, positive there. And then for your, fortune cookie, we've got the sweet dreams or, little cards here. So for your fortune cookie, we have it here. Ah, I love it. And here it is. What this is kind of what we were talking about here. It says nurture. I open my arms and wrap around those that need nurturing, starting with myself. So again, that hermiting, that self-love and that nurturing, that healing, the inner work and everything is there. And I feel like it gives you a good opportunity to really sit with yourself and enjoy that. So I like that for you, Amazing Grace, and that's what they have for you. So many blessings. And thank you again for your donation. All right. And then Anita Abdul. Hello, hello. Thank you for your donation. Let's give that a love and a like there. Uh-oh. So you were in no contact, and he reached out a few days ago. Current feelings and emotions of Wagner since he reached out. What are his future actions towards you, right? Like, uh-oh. All right. Hey, Maria, welcome back. I do see your donation came through, so you'll be up here after Anita. All right, I'm just going to take another quick sip here. Wow, I can't believe it's almost been 3 hours. I was like, wow, now I know why I was thirsty. Okay. So let's find out what's going on here. So current feelings and emotions of Wagner. All right. So what's going on with his feelings and emotions there? Okay. Since he reached out, right? And so what are his future actions towards you based on current energies? Okay. Like this. Okay. So the bottom of the deck we have the Mother Star, which is a yes card, which is all about this yes energy, this it feels like a positive movement forward, like, okay, I want this. I want to move. I want to step forward in something. The World card was right underneath him too, which is like an ending of old cycles, beginning of new adventures. So kind of like a movement forward, a restart, a reboot, a an, not even a reboot, but it's like a ready for a new stage kind of energy. So it's like, all right, well, let's see what this is. So let's see what his feelings and emotions are, though. Got the Six of Wands. So they're really in this place of victory and flow of passion. But I feel like they're very excited. Just feels like they're in a different place in their life where they feel like just victory. They feel like everything's going so good in my life suddenly. What is this? Where's this taking me? Right? We have the Hierophant, which is their higher self, giving them some capital T truths, bringing them some clarity. So it does feel like this combination of this energy of I didn't know a good thing when I had it, and now I'm seeing things more clearly. Let's see what else they're feeling here. Four of Pentacles, they are seeking a stable, kind of capital H home kind of energy. And it's a compliment that you make them feel like they're home, right? Home is where the heart is, and they feel like their heart is with you, it seems. Queen of Pentacles. There is a lot of mother nature, mother nurture, security, energy that comes in here. And this is what they believe. They believe like they are seeing life more clearly. And y- yeah, I mean, this I feel like where he's coming from. But before we look at these other cards, I'm getting like this um big brother feel from your spirit guides going, now people have good intentions and in their mind they think I'm going to be different. I'm different. I want this. It's like an alcoholic who goes to one meeting going, I got this beat. I've changed. And then they go and they go into a bar thinking that they can go in there and everything's fine. And then and so there's like people will say that I've changed, and that's all good because they do believe they have, but allow them to show you that they've changed. Like, spirit will tell me sometimes, like, all right, well, I'll tell you what, I'll give you a chance. You're not coming back into my house. We're not going directly back into a relationship if that's the kind of thing that's going on. Um, But I'll give you 60 days to show me consistently that this is who you are now. Now, if if someone's just making stuff up, they won't be able to keep the facade up for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, much less 60 days, 2 months. You can even do 3 months if you're feeling like, "Nah, I want you to prove it to me for 3 months." "What? No way. Alright, thank you. Thank you for showing me who you are. Bye." And then like, "Yeah, I can do it. I will show it." Um, and then they try and they don't do it, and you're like, I know you thought you would, but that's alright. Now you know where you stand, and you can continue to work on that, and when you feel you can, I'm open to giving you another chance possibly in the future. But it's allowing them to show that they've changed, not just tell you that they've changed, right? And then, um, oops, I was in my mouse is the wrong place. What? This was for his future actions towards you. All right. Yeah, the Empress. There it is. That's like the Queen of Pentacles. It's this new birth, this Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, this birthing, that they're looking at. The Hanged Man, this is that hanging around. I feel like this is them saying, I have transformed, I have changed. And because that's that whole kind of cocoon. I'm not a caterpillar anymore. And if they truly are a butterfly, you're going to be able to see it, and go like, wow, you have changed. Or you're like, well, you're kind of a gooey caterpillar because they're still in the cocoon, still transforming. Like, well, technically, you're not a solid caterpillar. Right now, you're caterpillar soup, but I want the butterfly. So let's give it a little more time. That's like if they're not able to show you that they really have become a butterfly, right? Yeah, and here's this I got all this divine mother nature, mother nurture, mother Luna energy. So there's a lot of emotion that's there, and I feel like they're gonna share that with you. And the Page of Pentacles too. And I do feel like they want to have a new start with this Page of Pentacles with you. And I feel like they're gonna kind of just say, I've changed, I've realized it, I want you back, and blah 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 blah. And but it's like, all right. And not like a rude, "Well, prove it," but "Alright, well, I hope you understand that words are good, but I wanna see action, consistent action over time." And I feel like that's important. And then let's see here. I wanna go to the Aboriginal Dreaming Totem is what I'm being drawn to for your, fortune cookie. Okay. Yeah. Responsibility. I want you to show me you can be responsible, right? Become discriminate about the people you choose to help. There are too many people in your life who don't take responsibility for themselves and instead rely on you to sort it out for them. Uh-uh. Yeah, all that mother nature, mother nurture. I'm not your mother, and I'm not going to be responsible for you. I like that. I am a queen. I am not your mother. So that's what's coming in, Anita. Hopefully that helps. And thank you again for your donation. I appreciate that. And many blessings to you. All right. All right. And Maria, back for round 3. So thank you for your additional donation. Ta-da! You're here for a question. So, are you officially pregnant now? Of course, disclaimer, I'm not a licensed medical professional. There's a disclaimer in the description box of the video. I've just mentioned that. Here in the United States, whenever anyone mentions anything about physical health, right? And you're finally taking the test, all right. You're very welcome, Anita. All right, so let's take a look here. Are you pregnant? What does Spirit want you to know here? Okay. Hmm. Really didn't get like a fertility type of energy here, but we'll just see here. Oh, no. They're like Leo energy with the strength card. Now Leo also represents there's usually a little baby like on the sun card, there's a little baby on there. Um and they're saying here's that Leo energy that's coming in here. So I feel like they're saying here that you are now officially um, with child. You have the 3 of Wands, so things are going I know things are going a different direction than you had planned. That also makes sense now that we said that. We do have the Page of Cups, which is, a heightened love that comes in here with all that too. His face. And that it says magic, love, fun. Oh, boo doo boo doo boo boo. But yeah, and then you have the Queen of Wands, which is she's a powerful energy, creativity, leader, and focus. Queen of Wands, she's very passionate, very fiery individual. Um, but I do feel here there's a strength that comes in with all of that here as well. Um, Whatever you put your mind to, you can get through and overcome, and you make things happen. Yeah. Well, you didn't put stress on him. He put stress in you. And, I mean, if he didn't want this possibility happening, then he should have wrapped it up, you know what I'm saying? He doesn't have to carry a child or make a very important. In life, you know. And it goes back to that, that that energy here. I mean, 10 of cups on the bottom, family, overflowing joy. Um, because we can do that. It's joy, family, contentment, prosperity. So look, and he can have two kids because he has one already, right? But there's this energy. Yeah. But we choose, our children choose us, and we chose our parents, and we chose them before we came down here. They're like, all right, I'm going to be this conduit for you on how you come down here, and they choose both of you on purpose for a purpose, to come through here too. Yeah, like this. Your fortune cookie comes through here. Foolishness. Yeah, no more drinking. For many reasons, you weren't going to anyway, right? Because you become a mean drunk. But it says foolishness. You are worried that by letting go of your frustration, those who are responsible will perceive they have won. Well, they have won because the only one suffering is you. So it's like letting go of the responsibility of other people's emotions and their choices, right? So, it's there's this same with the guilt before. This is like let go of the perceived stress. Oh, I've caused him stress. It's like, no, you didn't do it yourself. You didn't like sneak into mine with sleeping and, you know, uh extract it and impregnate yourself. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like there's something about when, because there's the fertilization process, but then there was something when something clicks in, they're like, all right, ta-da. It's like when the little soul goes into you know, into there, they're like, here we are. Dun, da, da, da. I like it. So congratulations. But yeah, don't you know, try. I know it's difficult because it's, oh god, there's so much, that we could be concerned about and think about the future and get caught into the future and what is it all going to mean? What's going to happen? Blah, 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 blah. But try to come back to this now. Take some big deep breaths, just and just realize there's a little soul that is chosen, and they chose you for a reason, right? Yeah, sad, happy, stress. But just go, you know what? Everything's gonna be okay. Just realize they're all listening to you now. They feel everything you're feeling, know everything you're thinking, absorbing all your energy, and go, you know what? I'm going to focus on love, 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 love for myself and for this little soul inside. And for, well, the WW, go, it's gonna be okay, you know. No matter what they decide, you are choosing that you're gonna be more than fine and that you're gonna be a wonderful parent for this individual, right? So I like that. Right, so that's what they have for you, my dear, my dear. So many blessings to you. Chugga chugga boom. All right, Moonlight, thank you for your additional donation there. As soon as you pop the question down there, I will bump down there and complete that. That will be my last donation that I have right now, and so I will be going to my YouTube channel members next. There's just a couple of those, and so I'll go to them, and then we'll see where we're at on free readings, and we'll see how many we can get of those done too. All right, so Moonlight, thank you for your additional donation in the little forest. I love trees. Why does Samir call you like 15 times every day? Does he have any feelings or something? Because he's a stalker. Let's take a look here. Oh, too young for you. Hey, they say if they're old enough to cut their meat, they're fair game. Ba-da-bum. Shh. Let's take a look here. That's just a joke. All right. Yeah, they do here. You got the Empress on the bottom of the deck. So they do see you as Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, sensual, full of emotion, you know, just definitely the divine feminine energy. And so they definitely have attraction there. I mean, the Empress is like 5 parts emotion, 1 part fire, 1 part um, air, 1 part earth. That's there, right? Your daughter gave you an age limit. You're like, hey, but there is that energy. And I don't feel like, well, we'll see what these other cards are here, but it doesn't feel like, it feels like real emotion. It doesn't feel like attraction, like, oh, but it feels like really strong emotion towards you. We have the sun card underneath there too, which is this energy of, are you, you're a Cancer, right? That Mother Luna kind of energy that comes in there, but the sun is that brightness. There's this warmth and brightness that you bring in, and I just feel like you give this energy. Yeah, yeah, and exactly I was about to say for the you give them this emotion and give them this validation and that they didn't get from their mom and from the feminine in their life, and even masculine, but I just feel like you're such a bright light, and you just exude such strong emotion. You're a source of huge love for them that they do feel this, like, bond, there. Let's see what else we have here too. There might be something past life, yeah. So, yeah, the 9 of Wands, this hope that you give about persevering and that they can make it, they can get through these things. They've got those feelings of abandonment, feeling left behind, and because of those, you're a great source. The Death card here does when I was looking at, like, I have certain cards that will tell me when I'm feeling like there's past life connections that confirms it for me. The death and rebirth, the reincarnation kind of energy shows me that you guys do have past life connections too that are also bubbling below the surface. So they've got this attraction towards you that goes beyond this lifetime too. It's just that's how it's being expressed. Yeah, and the Page of Wands. So there is a little bit here of passionate energy, you know, Page of Wands is like new. They haven't felt this way before. So there's a little bit of confusion about the difference between emotional attraction and physical and energetic attraction. Energetic attraction can be created by physicalness, physical attraction. But there's what can get confusing is when we have past life energetic connection, and I'm like, why am I drawn to them? And, like, am I attracted to them? It's like I'm drawn to them, and there is this strong draw that comes in there. And yeah, well, and then the Knight of Wands. And they might just be a little bit at that time in their life where their body is wanting and they're misunderstanding things. Yeah, there's okay. I was trying to say it in a way, but here's the magician. Got the magician Knight of Wands, Page of Wands. So there's a little bit of hormonal, we'll call it that hormonal stuff that's happening too, that's making it confusing for them here too. And so there's a lot going on there. Yeah. So yeah, it is a combination of mothering, safety, perseverance. You're someone who believes in them, someone who's supports them, um, in a lot of different ways. Uh, but there's past life connection, but they also are, yeah, definitely attracted, and they don't know what, and their body is saying, um, other things too. Let's see what your fortune cookie is here. Yeah, I like it. Calm down, Samir. Breathe. Heal your tired body and allow your spirit to find peace. Without harmony, your healing journey will take much longer. I like that though. Calm down. Calm down. Not you. This is for them, right? So I like that. How funny. But yeah. So at least you know what's going on there, and there's more below the surface, past life connections that you guys have had in other lifetimes, them helping you, you helping them, maybe even being related, maybe even being lovers. So that's can bring in some confusing energy. And in this time in humanity, we're expanding and having more access to the Akashic records too. Yeah. Oh, he's not that young, but still too young. All right. Well, we shall see. Give it time. No, I'm just kidding. So very fun. And many blessings to you. Thank you so much for your donation. All right. So that is it for my donations here. In fact, I'll just put a little note here. Just in case anyone gets this in the chat. So donations finished at whoops. I know how to type finished at 3:17-ish into the stream. Oops. Oh, very late teens. Okay, yeah. So that is still young. No, they never get out of that. They just lie and say that they did. They just know how to hide it better. Just kidding. I don't know. Could be, could be. Uh-oh. I'm losing some of my oh, no, I think that was, just gonna take a quick screenshot here. It looks like some of the chat is disappearing. It usually happens around this time, so I'm just grabbing some screenshots in case I lose anything here. But so next, I'm going to complete my YouTube channel members. There's just a few of them. Actually, it looks like there's a little more here. Because that's part of their monthly membership. And then we will start on free readings and see how many we are able to get through here. Been on for about a little over 3 hours, so my energy's holding up for now, which is good. So we will keep Keep a going. Keep a going. All right. There. Okay. Screenshots done in case anything disappears. So I think here, because Nova was first. So we got Kelly. So Kelly for your free reading, and these will go faster, everyone, since they're just 1 to 2 cards for free readings. So, and thank you guys again for all the thumbs up and all the donations. It does help me live. So thank you so much for all those. All right. So Kelly, what positive things are in store for you next year that you're not expecting? All right. So you've got the Mother Star. Yes. There's this yes. This is one of the few cards, extra cards in this deck. And this is about the possibilities of yes, 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 yes. And um there's so many things. It's like the Mother Star. It's like the star card, but there's like instead of one possible wish, there's like six. So there's a lot of um opportunities, a lot of things that could come to fruition that are just beyond your imagining right now. And I feel like next year is going to be just such a different world for you. Just it opens up in a different way. Sorry, I was hearing a weird noise outside. Um but it's like this high pitched noise. And so it's like something's drawing you. It's like something at a higher vibration, a higher place that because of where you go, it just opens up a whole new level of possibilities. And I like that. I just feel like it's looking beyond the limitations, looking beyond things. And it's just going to be, I know, it's just like beyond your wildest dreams. There's going to be these possibilities of things and you're just like, "What?" And you're like, "Yeah." And it's like you can't even imagine it yet is what I'm feeling with this yes card. There's so many opportunities that but it takes you saying yes to one that you normally wouldn't say yes to because, "Well, I can't do that." But you're like, "You know what? I can and I'm going to do it." It's like a year of yes. And then it takes you in a lot of places. So, how exciting, Kelly. And that's what they had there for you. So many blessings. And then Aria, is your sister Sarah's life at risk? She's received some threats and you're worried. Are her children safe too? Oh, I'm so sorry. Let's take a look here. Of course, I'm not a licensed professional, security professional, whatever. So if she feels her life is threatened, please seek professional help. You know, tarot is designed here for, you know, entertainment purposes. We do get the Page of Cups, though, which is a heightened emotion in a positive way. So I feel like that they're okay. You know, magic, love, fun, and it is this, you know, like a next level of emotional overflow, but it's positive emotion overflow that comes in here. So, you know, if there's a way to instead of focusing on the fears to focus on joy and laughter and higher vibration that draws in like attracts like if I'm afraid and I am worried and fearful and on and I draw in lower vibrational energy, right? So it's important just to, you know, take whatever steps you can, but if we can manage our energy, um, then that helps us avoid things too. So hopefully that helps a little bit there. All right. All right. So many blessings to you. And then Happy Pill, your free reading. You'd like a general love reading. Yeah, because we did other stuff. Well, you had asked other questions, but we're around love, but we'll just give you a general love reading here too. You got the 3 of Wands. So I do see here with new information that you have come into your life that you do end up making a different choice and go in a different direction, like taking an off ramp into something that feels more like an off-road adventure than it does the same old, same old, same old, same old. So I feel like you're getting new information that comes in and love takes you in a direction that you're like, whoa, who knew this is where I was going to go and what I was going to do. So it feels like something out of your regular, you know, your regular adventure, your regular journey, when that comes in there. So I like that for you. All right, so that's what they have there for you. And then Barbara and Grow, you are up next. So you'd like a reading on your job and career. All right, let's see. What does Spirit wants you to know about your job and career? Wow. You have the Ace of Pentacles, which is a new opportunity that's opening up regarding job and career. And it has to do, I mean, it is a new beginning. It is a new like a new opportunity that opens up. Either is it at where you're at? I don't know, it feels like fresh and new, like almost like you have to go somewhere else to open up new possibilities. Because it's like you're looking at your worth in relationship to the outside world in a different way, and I feel like you are really realizing that where you're at, they just, um, haven't been able to recognize your worth, recognize your potential, recognize your abilities, and that's okay. I feel like a lot of that had to do with where you were teaching them by how you felt about your own worth and your own abilities, and a fresh start somewhere else is gonna allow you to go in with this new way of looking at yourself too, and that it's sometimes it's easier with a fresh start than it is to try to convince people to think of you differently, you know what I mean? It's like there's history, there's whatever, not reputation, that seems too ominous. It's just like, you know, history. But in a new place, you get to go in as a brand new person with these new beliefs around yourself too. So I feel like there's a an opportunity coming up, and I feel like if you're like, well, I don't know, should I start over? I feel like spirit's going, it actually would do you a lot of good because you get a fresh start with everyone. So I like that. All right, so that's what they have for you, Barbara. So many blessings to you. All right. Let me just take a look here. I think. So I want to make sure I'm not skipping over anyone here. Oh, you think you would rather marry Santa this year? Hey, you can be Miss Claus. Yeah, do it, because you're gonna make sure we're taken care of, right, Mrs. Claus? You're so funny. All right. So, yeah, some more disappeared here. Let me grab a screenshot here. And so I'm gonna try to get through as many free readings as I can here. So let me jump down here. So we've got, okay, not too many disappeared. I think we got critique. All right. So, yeah, so it's not too far away. So Kritika Malhotra, you wanted anything for this week. All right. You got the Knight of Wands. It's one of the fastest moving horse. They actually rule over all the fire because they're the Knight of Fire, and all the knights get a second portion of fire. So there's a lot of passion, a lot of movement, a lot of activity, a lot of flow. Go, 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 go this week. So it's important. It feels like it's a very busy, fast moving, boom, 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 boom energy to take time to pause and breathe and take a step back. Really also evaluate where you're investing all of your energy. You know, you might be a bit overwhelmed, almost feels like 10 of wands, where it's like just kind of bucket things out this week. What's truly urgent and important to you? What's truly urgent, I mean, sorry, truly important, but not urgent, to where you can kind of plan your calendar, and then a bucket of things that are urgent but not important that you don't have to invest energy in. I feel like it's important for you to balance and know where you're investing all of your energy so it can be more, more calm and you know, balanced. So a very busy week, but prioritize. And it's what's important to you, right? Important and urgent, important but not urgent, and then urgent but not important. So I feel like that's their message for you, right? So that's what they have for you, Kritika. Many blessings. And then Patricia, your missing keys are still lost. Did your sister Kay take them? No, it doesn't look like here. The Four of Wands here. I mean, Four of Wands, Four of Swords is peace of mind and rest. And um, I don't know. Are they? I don't know. I almost feel like a couch. It's almost like feels like it fell in between something, or even if keys fell, like, I don't know if in a vehicle, because sometimes they'll fall, like, under the chair. I just feel like sofa, chair, some sort of thing that you can sit or rest in. I feel like the keys are either fell underneath or amongst cushions or something, but I don't feel like it was your sister here, what's coming in there, right? So that is what they have for you, Patricia. So many blessings to you. All right. And then Te I'm gonna murder it again. Te Jusfe. And I'm sorry if I mispronounced that again. You're up. So will Sid reach out to you again after unfollowing you on Instagram? You know, with the strength card here, I just don't feel like they will here. This I feel like there's this lower vibrational Leo energy. I just feel like they're like the stubborn. I get the stubbornness with them, which isn't necessarily lower vibrational Leo energy, but it does feel like um I like this need to be seen, and I didn't get I don't like competing. I don't like being da 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 da. There's like all this just kind of Leo-ish type energy where I want to be the one that gets the attention. I want to be the center. And I don't feel like they do, and they have that, so you know, they just kinda unfollowed and moved away, and just that stubborn energy keeps on coming back. They're just like, "No," like pouting kind of energy, if that makes sense. So, that's what's coming in there. Sometimes it's like, "Thank you for showing me who you are. Bye-bye." But hang in there, that's what they have for you, and thanks for your patience and waiting for your reading there. All right. We did that one. We did that one. Let me just take a look here. Just take me a sec to make sure I'm not skipping over anyone here. Okay, we answered those. We answered those. All right. So, Ateshi Singh, will you become a MSSA officer for next semester? You got the Four of Pentacles, which is a solid foundation in the outside world, and it is kind of this a solid, like a stability and a solid foundation is is the word I was looking for that's actually in here. And there's this security. And I like this little reward around their neck. It's like you're wearing a badge. So that's officer. It's like a star. It's like a sheriff's badge. So that's funny. Will you become an MSA officer in the next semester? I feel like that is a positive outcome there for you. So that would be a yes from here. So I like that. All right. So many blessings to you. Okay, let me just look here. We did those, we did those, we did those. Sorry, there's some conversations that I just need to make sure that I'm not missing anyone that was embedded in between here. So we did those. All right. And then Ashvin Ray, characteristics of your spouse. So one of them here, you got the Six of Wands. Someone with this victory in this banner, it is someone that is kind of set above others. It's like they stand out above others. Usually there's someone like on a horse that is above the crowd. And I kind of feel like that is like they're, in front of people, or they stand out from people in a positive way, with this being the triumph and glory card. Also, the Six of Wands is I like it that there's this mutual attraction with the 6 wands, 3 of wands on each side. So there is this mutual attraction that's there, and this that comes together. So I like that. But definitely you might even, when you meet them, they might even be above outside of a crowd, like speaking in front of someone or standing out where they're separated from the crowd. But definitely, I feel like that's where, again, it's mutual attraction too, where if they're up on stage and you're not, or you're up on stage and they're not, that you guys see each other and sparks. I feel like it's more you stand out in the crowd and they're up above the crowd, and that's where that happens there. So I like that. Remember when we met? I remember, so that kind of stuff. All right. So that is one characteristic that they want you to know about your spouse. So you can add that to the list, right? So many blessings to you. All right. We did those, we did those, we did those, we did those. All right. And then lucky are police being sincere in helping you gain control over your residence and reclaim your privacy. Yeah, I feel like it is with the Wheel of Fortune here. This, of course, is the tuna for you. So I do feel like they are trying to help you out, be successful, and the wheels are turning. Just sometimes it takes a little longer for things to come in there. But I do feel it's very supported with the Wheel of Fortune. Um, it is, like I said, the tuna for you, the four tune. So they are for you. They are trying to back you up and to help you out. And with that, the 10 of the Wheel of Fortune, I do feel like there's gonna be some endings and beginnings and some movement coming up here, um, quickly. It's just some stuff has to go through its processes and, through the courts and different things like that where they have to do things by the book, right? And sometimes that does take longer. But I do feel like they are supporting you and sincere and trying to help you out. All right. So many blessings to you. All right. We did those. We did those. We did those. Sorry, I just want to make sure I don't rush too fast and leave someone out. I got left out of reindeer games when I was a child, so I don't want anyone to feel that way. I'm just kidding. Well, sometimes. But this is not my therapy, so we're not going to go over that. Okay, so we did those. We did those. Okay, we did those. All right, and we did those. Wow, we're moving quite along here. I might almost be done. So we did those. We did that. Nelia Medeiros, there you are. So General on Patrick. All right. So Nelia, what do we have here? King of Wands. Woohoo! Fire signy type of energy. Of course, they are attractive. But I like the King of Wands because they are in control of their passions. They don't just go around humping everyone's legs like a little horny chihuahua. That's funny. But I like that kind of energy. They are motivated. They are, they've learned a lot. It's very fire signy where they've got like this childlikeness or possibilities of the world, not childish, but childlike wonder and travel. And they like to learn about things and go on adventures. Very much, energized, ready to experience things, go with things. But they also, it's bridled passion and energy. It's not like irresponsible. It's very mature, kind of passionate energy, if that makes sense. So I like that. I don't feel like they've zeroed in and chosen anybody to be an adventure mate yet. I feel like you are on their radar because I feel like that kind of energy is attractive to you, and they recognize that there is this kind of energy between the two of you. Um, but I feel like they haven't taken action on it, if that makes sense. I feel like they're kind of just in a holding pattern as they figure out some things in their life. So that's what I feel is coming in with them right now. So that's what they have for you, Nelia. Many blessings to you. Okay, we did those. Okay, and we did that. Okay, that was the repeat. Boom, boom, boom. Thank you guys for your patience while you see me here reading through the chat. I know, it's exciting, isn't it? Okay, we did all those. And then those are all of those together. All right. All right. And then Minu, what major is coming soon for you? So, what major event is coming for you soon? Well, I got the 10 of Swords. This is a great change for you coming up here because there's this release that, will happen here. You know, 10 of Swords is it's endings, it's closure, usually it's someone laying down flat on the ground with all these 10 swords stuck in their back, and they're looking away from us at the sunrise that's coming up. And it is this, I'm just sick and tired of trying to live up to all these expectations, all these small t truths of supposed to be and should be and need to be and have to be and blah blah blah. And it's like, I've had it. I give up. I just can't do it. I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna go do what I wanna do, and it's a refreshing thing to get to because you just realize I can't please all the people all the time, not even one person all the time, much less the entire world in one millisecond. I'm always gonna let people down. There was the first time I tried to grow facial hair when I was, like, I think 19. I went away on a vacation for, like, 10 days, and I came back, and I had grown a goatee because I couldn't grow any hair here, and so I was like, "I'll have a goatee," and when I came back, I usually was freshly shaved, being a baby face. People were like, "Oh my god, what is that on your face?" There was people that wanted me to shave it off, and then there were people like, "Oh, I thought it was really you look good in a goatee," and then people like, "You should grow a full beard," and other people thought I should just have a mustache. Other people thought I should just have those chops, and everyone had this different opinion about my facial hair, and who knew that it was such a big thing. But I realized, like, I'm only gonna be able to please one person out of those people, um, and I'm like, "Well, if I'm going to make other 4 people unhappy with my facial hair, I might as well choose what I want." And I feel like that's the kind of energy that's coming in here. You can grow whatever facial hair that you want me to. No, whatever this is in your life, you're like, it's ready for release these expectations, these small T truths rooted in fear of rejection, fear of not being enough, fear of, punishment, fear of losing people's praise, and go, I'm just sick and tired. I'm ready to live the life I want. And I feel like this opens up things for you. And that's the energy that's coming through right now for you. So that is your message, Minu. So many blessings to you. All right. And then KVH, can you get guidance for writing this application? All right, let's take a look here, see what they have here for you. You have the Two of Cups. Two of Cups is energy of partnership, and it's emotional choice too. Um, that comes in there. And, you know, um, I feel like that if you're able to partner with someone, I feel like this is an important message coming in here. I feel like there might be an expert, someone that's done it before, and don't be afraid to reach out to them and communicate with them because I feel like, they can give you a lot of perspective on, writing this application if this is programming that you're talking about, something like that, or if it's actually the filling out of an application, even it's like whatever the process you're doing, like you have resources of people that can help you that will give you a different perspective and just be open to it. Doesn't mean you have to take all their advice, but even if sometimes they'll be like, wow, will they, to do this here, and um there's this, it'll could, like, create a uh, ideas, right? It'll just be like, "Oh, now that they say that, this idea triggers off in your head." Similar, or it might even be close to, but it makes you think about something, and it helps you. So, really seek and be open to that, with, in doing this. So I like that. All right, so that's what they have for you, KVH. So many blessings to you. Oh, I'm so sorry, Anna. I do try. So thank you for forgiving me. So will you sell your house this month? So sorry about that. Um, Nine of Pentacles, it's abundance, it's overflowingness, it's a very positive card coming in here. So it's independence, financial, you know, reward and stuff coming in. So I like that for you. Trust spirit too, because that's spirit that's here with you in this situation. So just trust that um it's almost like this focus on the gratitude going, "Thank you for bringing the perfect person that will, purchase my house, at the perfect price." And I do feel like with that, just the gratitude and just knowing that, that you're being looked out for by spirit, that they're gonna bring the perfect person. In fact, they're gonna be like, it'll make you feel good about selling your home to them too, because 'cause they're gonna be so in love with it. Might even just be like a new couple. It's their first house and they're so excited, and it's just like I feel like it's gonna be a great experience. So, I do feel like you will this month. So, yay! All right. So many blessings to you, and thank you again for forgiving me. You're so funny. Oh, Lucky, I'm so glad. I hope those are happy tears. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I hear you. There's a lot of stuff that can change, but everything happens for us. And, when we can try to move into this place of instead of that life is happening to us, we come here to experience what it feels like to be a victim of all sorts of stuff, right? But when we're tired of that, just, remember that there's a gift that could be found somewhere in this for you. Like, why did I want this to happen for me? Wanted it to show me my fears, show me how I can that my true identity is not attached to any of this outside world, that my true identity is inward and upward, that I'm a powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being made of unconditional love, and no one ever can take that from me. That's mine. And sometimes that's what we need, have some bizarre, weird, fun stuff in the outside world happen to point us back to who we truly are. And it's a good reminder when all chaos breaks loose in the world. I know recently here in the United States, I'm like, yeah, that out there is crazy. I'm going to come into here and find safety and security and stability, and then peace returns. All right, everybody. Well, that is the last of the readings here. And thank you for your patience in getting through to everyone. And I'm so grateful to each and every one of you. I'm so glad we're on this journey together and we found each other in this lifetime, and excited for what we all accomplish in 2025 together as a collective. It's going to be some fun stuff. So stay tuned. And if you guys haven't seen them yet, I did put out solstice readings for each of the elements. So there's fire signs, air signs, fire, air, earth and water. Are those the four elements? But all the for the four suits of the zodiac, or four elements. So check out the playlist there. It'll give you a 3-month forecast for December 20th to around March 20th. So, and then 2025 forecasts are coming out too on December 20th, and all my YouTube channel members have advanced access to those. So if you're interested, there's a link down below. Praying Mantis is $7.99 a month. Zen Cricket is $2.99 a month. Get advanced access to that and priority in sessions like these. So there you go. All right, everybody. Well, I'm going to go eat. So again, thank you so much for all your love and support. And remember, every second of every day of your life that you truly are eternally and unconditionally loved by the mother and the father of all things, our creator. And of course, I love you too. So until I see you again, much love. Hang in there. Take care of yourself. I'll be back tonight in about 3 hours. It's almost 3. Yeah, in about 3 hours. So, and then also tomorrow. 11 a.m. Mountain Time if you're interested. Till then, hang in there, take care of yourselves, and have fun.